throughout San Diego County. Tony Conjure going to be coming on here a little bit later. We got Whiskey Nomad. Sarah and her husband Nicholas, they're going to be stopping by. They've recently gone through a little bit of a tragedy here, Fletch. Rich Ornberger out on vacation for the next few days, so you got TD and Fletch on the reins, and we're going to be sipping some whiskey. But did you see that, Fletch?
I did, and I really loved the first time we had Sarah on the show. TV.
She's awesome.
She's awesome, and she changed the way I drink whiskey, by the way. Like
because of the little swirl in the mouth.
All the tips and tricks she gave, like she was able to let me understand the difference between a really good whiskey and how to enjoy it and what's a bad whiskey. And now my wallet blames her because now I only buy good whiskey.
Yeah, you know what? We're doing the same thing, but it's fun. That's what's fun. So I'm very excited for her to be here, her husband to be here. And interested to talk to her about what has happened as of late. But grab your tissues, man.
So before we get going, TD, two different people are already battling it out on our YouTube stream this morning.
They are, okay.
Yeah, two different fraternity. Is that what we're calling it?
Yep. Okay.
Members.
Wait,
Paris.
we can't have infighting.
It's not bad. Actually, I think most of it's directed towards you, but it's not bad. So Paris at 5:53 this morning, before we even get started, says White Monster and cigar in hand. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I commented and said, I want a cigar and a White Monster.
Sounds good.
And Peter said, make sure you include 64 ounces of water in that, which I do believe is directed at the fact that you don't drink water.
I don't know when the last time I do actually. It was a couple weekends ago. I had about a half a bottle of water because it was 110 degrees.
So you never at night just go to the refrigerator and like fill up a cup of water before bed?
No.
Dude, I drink at least 100 ounces of water a day.
Really?
Yeah, minimum.
I drank, you know what? I drank a ton of water as we were doing the weight loss portion of ST Fat Loss.
I just continued on. I keep doing it.
I gotta pee so much.
I know, I pee all the time. It's great. But I don't wake up in the middle of the night to pee, which you do anyways.
At least once. Yeah, I would say at least once. Man, that's what happens as you get older, man.
Yeah, I want to stave that off as long as possible. Because I like sleep.
Yeah, I get it. But man, I look forward to Bar Cart Fridays, as we all do. Whiskey days are always my favorite ones. I like the whiskey.
I know
ones.
you do feel right. I tipped a glass of whiskey back last night. It's actually a Lost Republic who's going to be coming on Bar Cart Friday soon.
Sweet.
But I had a glass of Lost Republic because we were celebrating Kendall's master's graduation. She is graduated. She is now the most educated person who lives in my house. And
now that way anyways.
What was that?
Well, I said it was that way anyways. Maybe not the most educated before, but definitely the smartest.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But now she has extra letters at the end of her name,
Good.
which is M.A.ed.
Woo! Got her master's.
It's pretty cool, man.
That is pretty cool. That's a hell of a journey. Nicely done, Kendall. We will raise a glass for you today.
Yes, we will.
And we will raise a glass for Bronny James.
No, I won't.
Are you going to be anti-Bronny?
Not anti-Bronny. The best take I saw about this floating around yesterday, and there was a lot, like Skip Bayless went on some rant on his Twitter account. Stephen A. Smith went on some rant on his Twitter account. You know who else did? Was Dave Portnoy, the owner of Barstool Sports. And I thought he had the best take of anybody.
What was the take?
He talked about how he feels bad for Lakers fans because they are legitimately being held hostage here by LeBron James.
Okay, so I guess I didn't realize that was his quote. I saw the headline and I thought that's exactly what's happening here. It's exactly what's happening. You don't have an organization. You don't have the Lake Show running the game here. You have LeBron James. So if you don't like whatever LeBron James thinks, too bad. That's it. Because Bronny James, I'm sorry, he's not NBA quality.
He's really not.
He's not.
He's 6'1". And I know, we get obsessed with height when it comes to the NBA, but LeBron's physical gifts are a big part of the reason he's LeBron James. He's 6'9". He weighs 250 pounds, and it's all lean, solid muscle. Bronny James is 6'1", 210 pounds. And I know that sounds pretty tall for a normal person, but you think about the people who are less than 6'1" in the NBA. It's Chris Paul.
Right.
And that's about it in terms of people that play meaningful minutes. Steph Curry's 6'3". Even the shorter guys in the NBA are not 6'1". And I feel bad making that a point about Bronny James, but it is a fact that has to be brought up. And also as a fact, he averaged less than 5 points a game at USC. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't have any business being drafted 55th overall. And it makes me feel worse for guys like Jaden Ledee, who busted their ass for 5 years
Yep.
in college,
Yeah.
who get to the point where they're almost making the NBA draft. And Jaden's going to get picked up by a team if he hasn't already. But the fact that he doesn't get to hear his name called, or insert name here, somebody was number 59, right?
Yeah.
And 59 didn't get picked.
No, that's exactly right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I feel. And I guess, man, I don't know. You know what? Maybe Bronny gets picked up regardless. Maybe if he doesn't have LeBron as his dad, maybe he still gets picked up just because the level of talent in the field wasn't there and somebody sees something in Bronny. So maybe that happens. However, we'll never know because we already know that there was a push from LeBron James. By the way, when Bronny says, no, I'm only playing for 2 teams, Lakers or Suns, and that's all I'm going to go work out with. So it's one of those 2. Dude, you don't have the chops to be saying I'm only playing for these 2 teams. You want to play in the NBA, his quality of play, that guy's crossing his fingers and praying that he gets picked up on a team.
Yeah, he said, if I don't get picked by one of those 2 teams, I'm going to play in Australia. Or that's what his agent said.
Good day,
Sorry.
mate.
I know it's bizarre. It's a weird situation. It's also not surprising. Like, I don't think we've seen in professional sports history a player have this much control over a league. And I do mean league, not just the Lakers. Like, LeBron is the NBA right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be a good or a bad thing. I tend to believe it's a bad thing for the league. I think it's a bad thing for the strength of the league. I think that the league is dwindling in popularity because of it, in part. And I think it's a bad thing for the league. Now, Vegas, and actually I'll be more specific, Prize Picks has a entry out that you can submit right now. That is LeBron James, more or less than 28.5 points per game next year for the entire NBA season, averaging. If you pair it with Bronny James, more or less than a half game played.
Oh my gosh.
For the Los Angeles Lakers next year.
I would take more on that. I think he'll play more than a half game, and they'll do it because this whole thing is for the publicity. I mean, it's for the money. This is not because there's the hang up right there. There it is. The hang up is the Lakers aren't making decisions to make their team better. The Lakers aren't making decisions to go win a championship. The Lakers made this decision to bring money in and put money in their pocket. That's it. So as a fan, you're going, so we just got to go a season with nothing? I mean, that's what that feels like to me.
So Lakers fans have been through this twice now in like less than a decade, it feels like, because Lakers organization basically asked the Lakers to give up on a season when it was Kobe's farewell tour. Guess what? Every Laker fan was fine with that because Kobe is one of the most beloved players, maybe the most beloved player in Los Angeles Lakers history and NBA history. So they're like, if Kobe's getting a farewell tour and he's going to go around all these different places and they're going to cheer him on and he's going to get a standing ovation at every arena he shows up in, we'll be okay with having a 25-win season.
That's different to me.
But
that's
this is asking the Lakers to give up on probably a few years.
Yeah. That's what it feels like. But wait, hold on. How long did he sign for?
Bronny?
Yeah.
It's whatever the rookie contract is. I don't know off the top of my head.
When I was reading it, trying to figure out what he was getting paid, he said, I will not sign a 2-year deal. And I didn't know if that meant he'll only sign a 1-year deal, or I know I laugh as well, or if that meant he has to sign a long-term deal. What it felt like to me is it was 1 year, and with the 1-year deal, he will get the league minimum. And that league minimum is projected to be $1.15 million on a rookie contract for a draftee picked in day 2 at number 55 in the 2024-2025 season.
So the question really is if LeBron James was not here, Bronny James is not an NBA player. Definitely not right now. Probably not within the next 5 years. Like, say he goes through his full 5 years of college, plays at the D1 level, and even if he gets to the point where he's averaging 12, 14 points a game, I still don't think he's an NBA player. The measurables don't work out. So whatever happens this year, great. Honestly, I wish Bronny the best. I hope he goes out there and proves everyone wrong and is a great basketball player, and this is an awesome story we can all wrap our hands around. I just don't see it.
I agree with that entirely. I wish there was something in there we could have some sort of argument about, but I agree. I want him to succeed. I want to see this work. But what this was a checkbox that's never been done before that LeBron James can say happened to him. So the first time ever, a father-son duo out there in the NBA. When LeBron James put this up on Instagram, the second second comment on it was open for 3, Daddy.
I saw some
Dude.
great tweets yesterday. One of them was, and I can't remember who put it out, but it was great. It was if Bronny, or no, it was a future post from the Los Angeles Lakers. Bronny James Jr. has been released because he's failed to do his chores. Well, then there's the question, like, if he's on the court and Bronny's open, is he calling for the ball by saying dad, or is he calling for the ball by saying, hey, Braun?
Right.
Like, what? There's so many things here that are confusing.
Well,
now, it's not like we haven't seen it before in baseball. Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. played together. I believe there was even a crossover of Barry and Bobby Bonds. I'm not positive about that one. But the moments between Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. were great because they were both playing in the outfield. There was even a moment where there was a fly ball hit kind of in the middle of them. Both of them were underneath it, and Ken Griffey Jr. put his glove up higher and just took it away from his dad.
Right.
And that's a beautiful moment. But guess what? Those two were all-stars.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. The difference there is Ken Griffey Jr., amazing.
Yeah, way better than his dad.
Yeah, Barry Bonds, amazing. So Bronny James, again, you watch him out there playing at USC, who he did not play a lot. He did not score a lot. When you watched him play, you went, well, he's just an ancillary piece on the team. Like, obviously, he's good enough to make the team, but he's not going anywhere after college.
I haven't looked into this, but I wonder if anyone else on USC got drafted this year. I wonder if like the best players on the USC team. I doubt it.
I didn't look at anything other than did LeBron James draft Bronny James? I say LeBron James because this can't be a Lakers decision to me. It just can't.
Bad spot to put your new head coach in. Like JJ Redick, I knew he knew what he signed up for. Like, this had to be part of discussions when he was signing the deal. But if you're asking JJ Redick, who obviously this Lakers team needs some help, they bowed out in the playoffs 2 years in a row now. You would think a new rookie that you could get at the 55th pick. So thinking the 55th best person out of college basketball or overseas basketball this year would help the Lakers a lot. Well, you didn't get the 55th best player. You got potentially the 155th best player.
Yeah. And again, maybe we're all proven wrong. Maybe LeBron James knows once I get him here in the NBA, I can help him succeed tremendously, and we're going to blow the doors off of everything. Maybe that happens. I don't see it, but only time will tell. At the moment, yeah, Dave Portnoy, I felt like he nailed it, taking it back to that. The Lakers are being held hostage. Laker fans are being held hostage by LeBron James right now.
They really are. All right, so that was our Lakers coverage. Now, debate coverage, rest of the show?
Yeah, let's just go debate from here on out. Did you watch the debate?
I saw about 20 minutes of it, TD, and honestly, like I never knew whether to laugh or be sad. And I think I kind of did a little bit of both when I was watching it.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it here. Like, I don't want to break down who was talking and what was said. But did you get that feeling too? It was like you didn't really know how to feel about what you were watching.
Yeah. No, I felt that exactly. And I did the same thing. There was some emotions there where I laughed at a few things, and then I laughed at the, I guess, stupidity that was happening on stuff. The same. So, dude, one, I thought it was too long, but when it got to the golf thing, I was back in. There was a solid 3 or 4 minutes there. They were arguing their golf handicap.
Dude, I have heard this exact conversation at my dad's country club a million times of guys who are a little bit older talking about their golf game, talking about who's better. Like, oh, if you want me to have a driving competition, let's go do it right now.
It was because they were talking about their health and longevity of being in the office, and it turned into, well, I can drive the ball 400 yards. This guy only does it 50.
That was killing me.
So, and then it went to handicap, their golf handicap. It was
also no way either of them are sub 6. Sorry.
Well, you fill out your own card.
What Trump said, I won 2 club championships.
Yeah, I know.
BS.
Dude, I thought that was fun. That was the fun part of the whole thing. Other than that, I
would have taken 3 hours of that.
Yeah, of 3 hours of golf.
3 hours of them going back and forth about their golf games.
Well, you got a few minutes of it, and then you had another about hour and 40 minutes of everything else. But that's it. There's the debate coverage right there. I don't even know when the next one is.
Is there going to be a next one?
They signed up. Trump said he wanted 4. Biden agreed to 2. I wouldn't be completely shocked if they said we're just done with these. We're over it.
It feels like it didn't really go all that well for either of them.
Well, it just depends on what perspective you're looking at here. That's it. I mean, that's it. What angle do you want to look at it? At the moment, it looks like if you were taking just debate stats, Trump probably won that one because it was not a good look for Biden as far as longevity in the office. That's where it fell.
I saw a clip from Jon Stewart afterwards. I think that's his name, right?
Jon Stewart, the comedian. Yeah.
And he was talking about those enhanced games that are coming up next year where everyone's allowed to take steroids.
Oh, yeah.
Which is cool.
Was it like an Olympic thing?
Yeah, so it is. They can't use that word, Olympics, but it's just the enhanced games. And everybody is allowed to use anything that's legal.
Are we supposed to be bothered by this at all?
I'm not. You can if you want to be.
Well, because if it's not healthy for you, I know I'm supposed to go, oh my gosh, how could they do this? But the I don't know, entertainment part of me goes, yep.
So it's still regulated. They can't like go get the HGH you can get in Mexico that's like cheap and works really well. So I've heard, but has a lot of negative health impacts.
But what do they do to test? How do they know you're getting the stuff from Mexico?
There's still going to be tests, but it has to be stuff that you can legally purchase here in the United States. So like anything that you can get at like a GNC, which they do sell certain hormones there that will help you grow body mass. And testosterone is like Rich reads ads about testosterone. Yeah. You can do that. But those are things you can't do in the Olympic Games.
That's what they have to do. They have to go get it at GNC. That's not nearly as fun.
That was just an example I'm throwing out there. But it's like health products you can legally buy in the United States that are not legal by the governing board of the Olympic Committee. You can use for these enhanced games.
I want to see these guys be able to clear 2 hurdles at once.
I think you're gonna. Like, I think we're gonna really push the limits on what a human being can do. But that was the point. Jon Stewart was talking about that, and he parlayed that into the debate. And he was like, "Can we just get these guys on whatever steroids the enhanced games guys are going to be taking?" I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I don't know. I guess there's a part of me that's just kind of worn out already from the elections. It's been a nonstop election for about 8 years, probably more than that, 12 years, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, why don't you?
That's why we're doing sports. Hashtag sports.
And that's why we need to hit a halftime. But I need you to big voice guy it up.
Oh, okay. Oh, you want me to start first? Okay. Oh, it's halftime. Now we got to take a look at today's top stories. Fletch, what do you got for us?
Well, the Padres are hitting the road. Thank you, big voice guy. They got 3 against the Red Sox this weekend. Then they'll head to Texas to take on the Rangers for the next 3. In the NBA draft, the Lakers did select Bronny James with the 55th overall pick. LeBron and Bronny becoming the first father-son duo in NBA history. UFC 303 coming up tomorrow night. This was supposed to be the triumphant return of one Conor McGregor, but he dropped out due to injury. So Alex Pereira, now the main event, and Power Slap, number 8, coming up tomorrow night in Vegas. Paige Van Zandt going to be making her debut.
Okay, so it is official. She is there.
She's there, man. And she is ready to slap or get slapped or a little bit of both.
Dude, I'm telling you, that is slightly disturbing. Power Slap. I'll watch it.
I'm in.
Yeah.
So you got to buy it on Rumble. It's not that expensive, which is nice.
For a Power Slap?
Yeah, I don't know the exact price, but it's not nearly as expensive as like the $80 you would pay for the UFC event tomorrow night, which I'll be honest, I'm probably buying both because it's just very different in niche sports. I feel like I have a really cool window right now where they're making some headway. And I think part of it is because of how bad the NBA playoffs were.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, people are searching for something, and all those fans who were disappointed, because I mean, there used to be a lot more eyeballs on the NBA and through the playoffs and through the finals. So it's tapered off for them. Those fans are still there. They're still sports fans. They're still looking for competition. So you're probably right. They go find something different. Shoot, I'll turn on ESPN and watch Professional Tag.
Oh, it's sick.
Which is awesome.
Have you seen Car-Jitsu?
Oh, yes. Yeah. But wait, hold on. I thought that was a joke.
No, Car-Jitsu is very much a real thing that they will play on ESPN 8 Ocho.
So Car-Jitsu, you have a driver and a passenger in the car, and then it's whoever gets out of the car first wins.
They have a little thing on top of the car that you have to be able to get to.
Oh,
and if you get that little thing on top of the car, you win. And inside the car, it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so you're not getting punched in the face. But you can do whatever it takes to keep that other person inside the car. And it's electric. Man.
I thought this was a YouTube thing.
No, it's real. It's very real.
Huh. Professional tag, they have a structure that's built, several structures, almost like a jungle gym that people can run around and duck through. And I'm always amazed at how people dive through these bars and not hit their heads at all.
I'm always amazed that people can go for more than like 45 seconds without being gassed.
Right.
Like they're working hard in there, man.
Yeah. Jumping over ramps and it's crazy.
Then the last story that I had for my halfie was the NFL. We talk about the NFL as the kind of wheel that keeps on turning. No matter what, they just roll over it. They did hit a little bit of a speed bump yesterday, and this has been on the back burner for a while. But if you haven't seen this yet, essentially everybody who's been subscribed to Sunday Ticket over the last 2 decades or so, you might have some money coming your way, because the NFL, according to the court of law, has violated antitrust rules in the way that they've distributed it and how much they've paid for or charged for Sunday Ticket, which is usually north of $400. Now they're getting into a situation where they're going to have to pay back some of that money.
Wait, that's what Sunday Ticket was last year, was $400?
I bet you they might have done a special because last year was the first year on YouTube TV. But I know when DirecTV had it was pretty much between 400 and 500 unless you had some sort of sign up discount, which they would drop the price dramatically.
Yeah, you know what? I hadn't looked into it of how much it costs. I love Sunday Ticket.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Now, I haven't had Sunday Ticket in literally 2 decades. I signed up for DirecTV for Sunday Ticket, and I never left DirecTV, so I guess that promotion worked. But signed up for DirecTV, and at the time it was $160, and I did it for a few years and went, I'm not going to pay $160. So if it's $400, by the way, $400, it's probably worth it.
I think so too.
I mean, it's a lot of games.
So this lawsuit actually started from a sports bar in San Francisco who sued the Sunday or the NFL for the price of the Sunday Ticket because they were showing it commercially to all their fans, and they paid for it year after year after year, and they were like, this is too much money for what we're actually getting. And then actually the commercial part of it is a very small chunk of change compared to the $4-something billion that the NFL is going to have to pay out to residential fans across the United States who this lawsuit is alleging have paid way too much for this service, because it still has certain blackout games and there's some sort of antitrust going on because they're only with a certain provider, where like Major League Baseball, if you couldn't get their I can't remember what it's called, but like the Padres thing I have now, which I paid $100 for this year, the streaming service. Yeah, I can get that online without having a certain cable subscription.
Yeah. No, I get all that, and whatever the legalese is, I'm sure there's a deal here that's saying this is why you have to pay it back. In my my surface level gut reaction is, why does it matter whatever the NFL thinks it's worth? I mean, if I'm making pancakes and I said I'm selling these pancakes for $100, it's up to the consumer to decide whether or not that pancake is worth $100.
The bigger part wasn't that it cost so much. That is a part of it. The bigger part was that it was only available on DirecTV or only available on YouTube TV, because it's saying that they can then turn into some sort of monopoly in partnership with one of those other companies because you're only providing it to one certain provider.
Weird. It's crazy because I can't get a Big Mac when I go to Burger King.
NFL's going to appeal, but yesterday the court did rule in favor of the fans.
And I'm not saying that the NFL is right or wrong in this. I'm just again trying to poke holes in things that are there. That's all.
Can't get a cheesy gordita crunch at Taco Bell or at McDonald's.
No, and you know what? I don't want to. I'm just going to head on over to Taco Bell to make that happen. A lot happening here on a Bar Cart Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. Rich Ornberger out for a couple days on vacay, some very well-needed rest he's taken. And we have a pair of tickets to go see New Kids on the Block coming up July 7th at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Decent seats, Ticketmaster.com, or keep it locked in right here. Coming up, we found him. Aaron Rodgers. We have an Aaron Rodgers sighting. We'll get to it next.
This update is presented by the California Department of Public Health. Starting off with the NBA draft, the Lakers selected Bronny James with the 55th overall pick, so LeBron and Bronny can become the first father-son duo to play on the same team, play in NBA history. First father-son duo. LeBron actually has until tomorrow to opt into his contract with the Lakers. He has an opportunity to do something very funny. Padres on the road. They got 3 against the Red Sox this weekend. Then they're heading to Texas to take on the Rangers for the next 3. UFC 303 coming up tomorrow night. Initially, this was Conor McGregor's return to the octagon before he dropped out due to injury. Alex Pereira, the main event now. What does it take to take on Alzheimer's? Courage to learn the facts and know the signs, and confidence to talk about your healthcare provider about screening and early detection. Find out how you can take on Alzheimer's at takeonalz.com.
Wait for it. Bigger Seedy and Fletch. San Diego Sports 760. Rich out on a little vacay, so we're doing Bar Cart Friday. All by our little lonesomes here, Fletch. Well, and Tony Kanja. Cake and Bottle, 10 locations all throughout San Diego County.
And Aaron Bauman.
Is Aaron Bauman going to come in?
I don't know.
Do we have
Hopefully.
that? I hope so, too. I hope it's a party today because we got Sarah, the whiskey nomad, coming in with her husband, Nicholas. I think we're pouring up barrel picks.
I hope so. It's going to be some good stuff today. Richie's going to be sad he missed it. Now,
Yeah.
we did get a video from Rich Ornberger yesterday
We did.
on a beach somewhere,
Yep.
holding up what appeared to be
Some beach.
what was that animal he was holding?
It was like a crawfish.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were over there.
I did not know that either. Maybe it was just a tiny, tiny lobster.
Should have put it in his mouth.
I said, do not eat that.
He should have. It
That's
probably
it.
would have been tasty.
It's like a sea bug. Throw that thing back.
Did you hear his kid in the background?
Yeah, we're gonna eat it.
We got to cut it up into little pieces.
I said I would not eat that. There's no way, and he said he did not eat it. So thankfully,
Soft.
and then I said that's like Fear Factor to me, and I put a picture of the Fear Factor logo, and he goes, "The Fear Factor guy, something, something, something," and I'm like, "The Fear Factor guy's Joe Rogan."
Yeah.
It's Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Were you around when that show was out?
So I was actually, TD, and my uncle worked on that show.
What?
Yeah. So, like America's Home Funniest Videos, all the screens behind.
Yeah.
Who was the guy?
Now it's Alfonso.
Yeah, but that's
it's Carlton. I don't know the other guy that. Yeah.
Whatever,
The
but-
Ron Berger or something.
Yeah, so all the screens that were behind him,
Yeah.
my uncle's company provided those screens. And then like in Westworld, the hologram map that they my uncle provided that hologram map. And so my uncle
What?
also did something with Fear Factor. So he actually has like an old school iPod that has the buttons on it that says from Joe Rogan.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And growing up, we had a bunch of those life vests that were Fear Factor life vests
What?
that we would take to the lake that
That's
he
the
got from the
coolest.
set.
How do we get the Westworld hologram here?
Yeah, I know. I would like that in the middle of the
That would be the coolest. We would be awesome. Well, anyways, Aaron Rodgers.
he back.
Aaron Rodgers. Well, he'd been missing. And Robert Saleh out in New York, New Jersey, whatever you want to call him, said, "Yeah, this is an unexcused absence." And well, they found him, and turns out he was not on an ayahuasca trip. He was not in a darkness retreat. He was not even visiting family. He was hanging out in L.A., having some old receiver friends run routes with him.
I thought he was in Egypt.
Well, no, he wasn't in Egypt. Wait, was that? Hold on, I thought that was a joke. He was back from Egypt.
Who knows?
Nah, I think that was they were saying he was in like BFE. That's where I think he was. So I don't believe he was actually in Egypt, although some people speculated he was overseas. He was just out running routes with who was the
Marquez Valdez Scantling,
Yes.
who was on the Packers when Aaron was on the Packers.
Yes.
And then ended up on the Chiefs, and then he's been bounced around a little bit. But Aaron Rodgers is just doing what quarterbacks probably should be doing, who've been in the league for 20 plus years. Like, I don't think he necessarily needs to be at minicamp.
Okay, I don't think so either, but wouldn't you call your boss?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's very Aaron Rodgers is what it is.
I guess. I mean, a simple text like, "Hey, it's not that I'm not working. I'm just doing XYZ because it's going to help ABC." The end.
You know what Aaron Rodgers reminds me of is an only child. Now,
Okay.
he's not an
Yeah,
only child.
Right.
He has a brother, but it feels to me like Aaron Rodgers is very much has that only child syndrome where it's like, no matter what I do, I'm the only one that matters.
Yeah, it's definitely that. It's definitely that. Does he not have State Farm anymore? Is the discount double check gone?
I think most of his sponsorships dropped.
They're just gone.
Yeah.
He just gets $1 million from Pat McAfee.
Yeah, either he didn't want to do them or they were like, you're a little weird for us.
Well, there are things that are probably a little bit of a bad look. Sometimes his attitude is a bad look, and this is one of those times where the attitude is a little weird. I mean, that's just it. If he would have come out and said, yeah, I will be missing minicamp because I have this other minicamp to go to, and then I'll be back with my teammates out in New York, I think every NFL fan would go, oh, okay, that's cool, whatever. But because it's this mystery, and maybe that's what he wants. Maybe he just wants the mystery. So we're all sitting here talking about Aaron Rodgers and what he's doing and why is he out there running routes with Marquez Valdez-Scantling out in Los Angeles in an undisclosed location. And how is it that he doesn't have a phone on him that somebody can call and go, hey, Aaron, we got minicamp right now.
And where did that story last week come from that he was looking for the Hat Man or the Rabbit Man or whatever he was looking for?
Well, that's because he talked about it on one of his ayahuasca trips, the Hat Man holding a dead rabbit, which was supposed to mean prosperity. I think that's what that's supposed to mean. If you see the Hat Man holding a dead rabbit, that means you're going to prosper in life. I don't know. I don't know what you see that you go, oh my God, I'm going to blow up my Achilles.
I feel like the only person on this station that could make sense of what Aaron Rodgers says sometimes is J-Riff, who's talking about your like heart energy and stuff like that.
J-Riff caught me off guard yesterday a number of times. By the way, thank you, J-Riff, who sits in here on occasion. He was sitting in for Rich Ornberger while he was on vacay. But J-Riff, our midday guy, midday producer there, look, the heart thing, I didn't know where to go with yesterday. So just out of nowhere, he's like, I can feel your sympathetic vibrations through your heart energy.
How?
What? I'm not sure what that means.
Did he ordered food that wasn't food?
He ordered.
I didn't get that either.
He ordered vegan food. J-Riff vegan now. I guess he's been a vegan for 7 or 8 months. He ordered a bacon chicken sandwich that it's not bacon, it's not chicken. I had some of the bacon. It kind of tastes like liquid smoke. So if you, I guess we're eating this in a sandwich, you'd go, oh, there's some sort of smoky bacon on that.
It felt to me like it was a piece of cardboard that had been dipped in liquid smoke and then flattened out really, really thin, and then you ate it.
It looks like a bacon strip for a dog.
Does.
Yeah, it's if you were a child and you got a toy that was supposed to be bacon, that's what it looked like.
We ate it.
Yeah, we did eat it. And then he got carne asada fries, which carne asada also not vegan. So I don't even know what it's made of. And when we ask what it's made of, we're just told it's plant-based. We can't get any information.
Yeah, never once did he say what the actual material was that we were eating.
Like I was trying to say, oh, it's actually kale or whatever it's going to be. It's broccoli. It's cauliflower. It's an asparagus that we smashed into a nugget. No, none of that. It's just plant-based.
And you know what we learned when we were doing STFatLoss.com TV?
What's that?
Was that you don't necessarily have to dramatically change your diet in order to lose weight.
That's right.
Like we were still eating meat.
Yeah.
Real meat.
Eating food that we like to eat.
Stuff that moves, stuff that clucks was going in my belly.
Yeah. If it clucks, it is going to go down in my belly. That's what we always say.
Just ask Wade and Chloe. They say that all the time.
All the time.
Seriously, though, SDFatLoss.com. If you're looking to make a change in your life, if you've realized that over the last several years you have developed some bad habits when it comes to eating, SDFatLoss.com can kick those habits. They can kick it within 2 months, man. They will change the way you think about food forever. And they do it the natural way, right? So it's not drugs or injections and weird side effects that could land you in the hospital. It's just good old-fashioned dieting. And it's doing that with a team behind you who's going to support you every step of the way. That team is Wayne and Chloe over at SDFatLoss.com. They helped the 3 of us out in ways we can't even describe. Like all 3 of us had gone down some dark, dark paths in terms of our food journeys. Wayne and Chloe got us back on the right path. They can do the same thing for you. Just go on over to SDFatLoss.com, set up a free consultation. We're in the middle of the summer months, man. If you want to end this summer looking a lot better, get on over to sdfatloss.com today. It's a free consultation. You'll chat with Wayne or Chloe for, 20 minutes, TD. It wasn't that long of a chat.
No, yeah.
And then you'll decide if it's right for you. And if you do decide that it's right with you, make sure you mention Big Rich, TD, and Fletch because you're going to save $200. And look, we can't make any guarantees about what's going to happen, but I promise you, if you stick to the program, 20, 30, 40 pounds is well within reach for you within the first 2 months of sdfatloss.com. So get on over there today, sign up with Wayne and Chloe, tell them Big Rich, TD, and Fletch sent you, save $200 and start losing some weight and losing it in a hurry. Okay, coming up next, 4th of July is coming up next week, TD. Are you ready?
Woo!
Are you prepared?
I guess. Not really.
Well, if you want to watch fireworks with us, keep tuned.
Okay. Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, it is back September 20th and 21st at the T-Mobile Arena out in Las Vegas. Live performances by Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, the Black Crowes, and a whole lot more. And now's your chance to buy tickets at AXS.com. Get them now before they sell out. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. It's San Diego Sports 760. It is a Friday. It is a bar card Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. Stop by any one of those. Pick up everything you're looking for to hang out this weekend, to make it a rockin', firework blasting 4th of July next week. Get yourself set up. Speaking of 4th of July, yep, there we go. We're setting off fireworks right now here in studio. 4th of July, we're going to have ourselves a little party. So we do the afternoon show over on 101.5 KGB as well. So Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, you can hear us every single day. 101.5 KGB, 3 to 7 p.m. Over there, we're having a fireworks party. It's happening July 3rd at the Mission Bay Beach Club out in Mission Bay. It's brought to you by Discover Mission Bay. And we've got a little VIP section set up that apparently the section has now been extended, which now we can invite more listeners over. How do you want to invite people over? What do you want to do?
Hit us up on the Talkback Mike.
Okay. Talkback Mike. That's what we want to do.
If you want to just email me, Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com. Either way works.
Either way. Get a hold of us one way or another, and we're going to take everybody we can until this thing's completely full. So we got some space. If you want to join us, you want to watch some fireworks on July 3rd over in Mission Bay Beach Club, and our VIP section, by the way, right next to the bar.
Right next to it. And you can bring your kids. So if you want to like bring your wife and your kids or your husband and your kids, we can give everybody 4 tickets.
Cool.
So just email me, Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com, or leave us a talkback, and that way I get your email and I can email you.
And if you need more than 4 tickets, then have you and your wife and or girlfriend email separately.
It's going to be a blast.
I don't even know if that's legal.
Probably not.
Okay.
I'm so stoked for this event, though. And Kendall's pumped, too. Like, she's done with her master's now. She can party now.
Yeah.
And we're going to be partying. We want to party with you. So if you want to come on out, we'd love to hang out with you.
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
Big Game Tailgate times 20.
Fireworks at the bay, on the beach. Come on.
And this place we're going, the Mission Bay Beach Club, I don't know if any of you have been out there yet, but it's fairly new and it's pretty badass, man. It's a little cafe that has one of the coolest views in San Diego. I'll be going out there on Tuesday, actually, to kind of set up the area and check everything out and figure out where exactly I'm going to be seating.
You really hit the Tuesday on that.
Tuesday.
It really sounded like the Hawk
Tuesday, special team, special players. What's up, brother? But I'm pumped about it, and I know we're all pumped about it, and we want you to be pumped about it too.
Yeah. What? Well, yeah. No, I'm excited. It's going to be happening 7 to 9:30. By the way, that's what time this thing goes down. I'm assuming you could go down to the bay at any time you like and hang out, but the VIP section opens at 7 o'clock.
There's going to be appetizers too.
There's going to be appetizers?
That's what Don said. Gia Macarena.
What kind of appetizers are we looking at?
He just said appetizers, and that's like one of my favorite words in the English language.
Apps. They got apps. Padres won't be in town that day. They'll be out in Texas.
Probably.
Taking on the Ranger. Probably. What do you like, weather permitting?
Definitely.
Okay.
But they're shipping out to Boston now.
They're there, man.
They got 3 games against the Red Sox and then 3 games against the Rangers. Then they head back home. I don't know who they play when they head back home.
They play the Diamondbacks.
The D-backs.
The D-backs Friday the 5th.
We'll get into this more next hour, TD, but I do feel like this is a pretty pivotal part of this season for the Padres. Like they can kind of make a decision on who they're going to be the rest of the year starting now-ish.
The Padres are 3 over 500. Has that happened this season? Maybe it has once.
They get up to 3 and then they drop down like 5 under. So it's like that's kind of what my point is next hour. They have a real opportunity to buck a certain trend and make a big decision about who they're going to be come October.
I like it. We also have New Kids on the Block tickets coming up in just a little bit. New Kids on the Block going to be joining us. Going to be out at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater on July 7th. Seats and deets, Ticketmaster.com. Who will be joining us next hour? Chad Kroger and JT Parr.
What's up, City Council? My name is Chad, and I'm just looking for a place to sun my perineum.
Dude, I love them.
They're so great.
Love them. I cannot wait till they're here. In fact, I may have to go down to the American Comedy Company and see them. I just think they're fun. They're fun. So that's going to be a treat coming up here. Meanwhile, Bronny James, he's a Laker. Thank God.
Have you seen, like, LeBron could potentially do, like, the funniest thing ever.
And that would be?
LeBron has until tomorrow to opt into his contract with the Lakers.
Right.
If he doesn't, he's an unrestricted free agent.
Please let that happen. I mean, just for comedy's sake. Just to throw things off a bit. I think it would be fun. That's There's no way.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it would be the funniest thing LeBron James could possibly do if he were to go and play for a different team and say it's in the West, and his whole thing was to tank the Lakers before he left, so he got them to draft the worst player in the draft.
Yeah.
And then he goes and plays for somebody else in the West. And he like
The
joins a
worst.
super team with Kevin Durant or something.
Did you see Kyle Flipowski? Do you know who that is? He was a Duke player.
Yeah, he got hurt in the Sweet 16 this year. He was the guy who, when the fans stormed the court, if you remember, this is actually
yeah.
He got his like leg stomped on.
Right. Well, apparently, part of the reason he wasn't picked until day 2 in the draft, because he was expected to go day 1. He ended up picked number 32 by the Jazz. But part of the reason that teams were looking at him saying, we don't know, we've watched his workouts, we've talked to him, the interview process hasn't gone great. And part of the reason is we don't know his full mental status because his girlfriend even is so much older than him.
I thought his girlfriend was his cousin, or was that an online rumor?
Oh, is it his cousin?
It might not be real. I did not look much into that. I saw it on TikTok last night. It could be completely fake.
Well, he's going to be 21. He's currently 20. And so I thought, how much older is his girlfriend? If they're doing these exit interviews or whatever, a mental capacity interviews and going, my God, man. So I'm thinking, well, she's got to be 30 years plus older than him. It's got to be something crazy. She's 26.
There's something else there.
There's no way this is
It's not about that. It's not about that for sure. It might be the cousin thing. Now, I don't know if that's real, but that would be a red flag. Okay.
God, now I got to do some research.
I know. I'm sorry I even brought it up.
Looking at them, they kind of look alike.
I might have completely made that up. However, there's got to be something else. It's not a 5-year age gap. That's nothing.
That's nothing.
Nah, don't get me out of bed unless it's a 20-year age gap. Come on.
Wow. I don't know. It's crazy. Very crazy. All right. Well, we got to take a break here. Coming up on the other side, Chad Kroger, JT Parr, New Kids on the Block tickets. We're going to talk some Padres coming up next on a Bar Cart Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air. It's hour 2 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. We will start with the NBA draft. Lakers selecting Bronny James with the 55th overall pick. So LeBron and Bronny become the first father-son duo in NBA history. Padres on the road. They got 3 against the Red Sox this weekend. Then they're heading to Texas. They'll have the Rangers for the next 3. UFC 303 coming up tomorrow night. This was initially Conor McGregor's return to the octagon, but he dropped out due to injury. Alex Pereira, now the main event. Drains drowning in roots after San Diego's heavy winter rains. Don't let your sink turn into a swamp this summer. Think pink. There's 63 drain stoppage guarantee. Clears clogs fast. Call or book online. Anderson Plumbing, Rooter Drain Specialist. Nobody wows clients like we do.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch celebrating a Bar Card Friday. Brought to you by Kagan Bottle with 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. There's also one up in Santa Barbara, one out in Chicago, Chi-Town. So I'm literally, if you're traveling across the country and you want to get to a Kagan Bottle, you can. In Chicago, Illinois, where we're huge, Fletch, we are huge.
I'm going to be there.
Are you going to go buy the K&B?
I'm going to try. It depends on our route, but we're driving right through Chicago. So if it's like within a 10-mile variation of our route, I'm going.
So you know what's fun? 10 miles, that's it? You have to be within 10. Thank you.
Dude, we are on a tight schedule.
Really?
Yeah, actually, we kind of are. We got like 5 hours to get from Wisconsin to the place in Michigan we're going. So we're going to be driving through Chicago very quickly.
But I don't know why it feels like if you need to go to all the Kagan Bottles, much like you need to go to all the Major League ballparks to see a game.
I feel that way.
You got to go to Kagan Bottle. You got to stop by each one, probably take a photo and post it somewhere so people know it happened. But we got the Whiskey Nomad Sarah coming in with her husband Nicholas. We're going to be sipping on some whiskey. I'm not even really sure what kind. Barrel Picks is all I know.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm in as well. So Tony Kanja will be here shortly. So will Chad Kroger and JT Parr. They're going to be at the American Comedy Company tonight and tomorrow night, 7:30 and 9:30. It's gonna be awesome. I actually am completely stoked that they're coming in.
So these two dudes started going viral when I was in college. And when I tell you that we would have their videos on a TV in front of 50 people that were in our house, like we would just play them on a loop because their city council addresses are some of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And if you have never seen them, just type in Chad Kroger City Council to YouTube and watch a 5-minute clip of him addressing a legit city council in a legit city council meeting, talking about the most ridiculous stuff that he wants to change for a city. And at certain points, like they've gotten stuff done before.
They've actually made it happen.
I think the sunning the perineum thing took off to a point where they actually had I could be wrong about this, but I think they actually had a place in whatever city they were in at that time that allowed it.
They wanted a Paul Walker statue erected in San Clemente. Not that Paul Walker had any tie-in. They just liked Fast and the Furious.
So do I.
That was fun. I don't think they ever got the statue. We'll ask. We'll find out coming up in just about 25 minutes here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. We also have New Kids on the Block tickets if you want to win those. Paula Abdul going to be there, by the way.
Paula Abdul's the show.
Rush, hurry, hurry, lover, come to me.
Can I tell you something kind of embarrassing?
You have a Paula Abdul tattoo.
No.
Scat Cat.
I didn't actually know like Paula Abdul was famous for anything other than American Idol.
What?
Until maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
3 or 4 years ago?
When the HBO show about the Lakers came out, and I found out she was a Lakers girl, and then she was a singer, and she was a very successful singer, and then she joined American Idol.
Yeah, that's why she was on American Idol, because she was a successful singer and dancer, by the way.
Yeah, but I was like 8 years old when the first season of American Idol came out, and Paula Abdul was just an American Idol judge.
I had a Paula Abdul poster.
I bet you did.
Yeah, not because I thought her music was great. Mostly, actually,
so why'd you have the poster?
Because I thought she had a beautiful complexion.
Did you?
Yeah. So it's cool. I got that poster at Kmart, which you're probably too young. Maybe they're still around. The big poster pages you could look through at the stores.
Yeah, we had those.
Yeah, those were awesome. Did you hang
I
posters?
think I had a Creed one.
You had Creed?
I don't think so. I know that was a joke at one point. I might have gotten one.
If I saw a Creed one, I'd buy it right now. I'd buy it and I'd hang it up in here.
I did have posters on my wall growing up, though, but it was like Jerry Rice posters.
Did you have any Padre players?
No, I didn't.
Well, you could now. You could have Profar up there. You could have a Rice.
That's a good question for the text line, actually. Start your message, or 70470, start your message with team. If you were going to get a Padres player poster, who would you be hanging on your wall? Or who do your kids currently hang on their wall?
I mean, I feel like Machado and Tatis.
Yeah, you would think
they're
that.
going to be
But this year has changed some minds in San
Right.
Diego.
Is there a Hassan Kim poster?
I would hope so.
That would be rad.
There's a Hassan Kim bobblehead that I still have. It's on our desk and not our office.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Rich kissed it on its face.
Right on the lips.
I would probably go for Matt Waldron at this point in the season.
Matt Waldron.
And I would want it to like be an angle from behind home plate where the ball is coming in and you could tell that there's like no rotation and it's the weird knuckleball.
I like where your head's at here. Yeah.
Maybe Luis Ariz. That dude has swag.
And he's solid.
And Jerks and Profar flexing to the Nationals dugout. That's the poster I want.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool, too. That would be very cool. That actually would be awesome. Isn't it amazing that they've won 7 of their last 8 here? The Padres, all of a sudden, they pick up steam. They're now 3 games over 500. 9 days ago, it was, well, I mean, this team may collapse at any moment. And now all of a sudden, the hope is back. They can swing the thing this fast. However, it can swing back that fast as well. And they're going up against a team today, the Red Sox, who are not a bad team. Now, good news is this season so far, the Padres have played pretty good against pretty good teams. They used to be great on the road. They sucked at home. Now they flipped that. Now they haven't been great on the road, but they're great at home. So what Padre team do we get today?
So just a quick comparison between the Padres and the Red Sox. The Padres have a 44-41 record, right? The Red Sox have a 43-37 record. The Red Sox currently in the East are outside of wild card contention. The Padres are firmly in the second spot of wild card contention in the National League. What that means is the American League is so much better than the National League to this point that it's not even a competition because the Padres with the worst record are actually slotted in firmly into the playoffs as we speak right now. The Red Sox still on the outside looking in. Now, take that for what you will. I see it as a good thing for the Padres because the National League has less competition, meaning it's going to be easier to get into the postseason. But the Red Sox are a very good baseball team, and you're going to Fenway Park, which the Padres haven't been to in a long, long time, like years. So you're going into Fenway Field. You got to take down the Red Sox. It feels like the Padres have an opportunity right now. And if the season hinges right now with the 75 games left, whatever there is left, it feels like they kind of need to make a decision on what they're going to be the rest of the year. Are they going to keep being the team that gets on a good streak and wins some games in a row and it does a 7 out of 8, 8 out of 9, and then drops 7 out of 8, 8 out of 9? Or are they going to be the team that can just steadily keep increasing their differential over 500? Like, wouldn't it be nice to see this Padres team just kind of cruise for a while? Like, you have the spot locked up.
It would be nice as a Padre fan.
Just cruise.
Yeah, it would be nice as a Padre fan to not have this feeling of angst all the time. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get that. Even if the Padres, let's say in this road series or this road trip, they go 4-2, which would be a winning, successful road trip. I still don't feel like they're locking it up here. I still don't feel like it's cruise control. They're only 5 games over 500 at that point. So that's what you'd have to be at 4-2. To me, if they split this, they go 3-3 and they remain 3 games over 500 coming home. That is a huge victory. Huge.
Yeah, you just can't go into the tank right now. You can't do what the Padres have done all year long and go on a good streak and then go on an equally bad streak.
Well,
you can't keep doing this hovering between 3 games over and 3 games under. At a certain point, you got to decide who you are. And maybe they do. Maybe they just keep hovering 3 games over, 3 games under. And honestly, that's probably still good enough to get you into the postseason.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They probably can do that because here we go again. You just said it. The American League, there's so much higher competition over there right now that you have to have a decent winning record if you're going to get into the playoffs. Over on the national side of things, you don't. 500 damn near gets you into the playoffs right now.
The problem is in the National League, there's like 7 teams with 38, 39, 41 wins. And the Padres have 44, so they're just above that group. But there's so many teams that if the scenario plays out that we've been talking about, where it comes down to the last 10 games of the season.
Dude, you can make it through it. It's all right.
That was a Starbucks burp.
Oh, wow. What'd you have for
Those are not
Starbucks
fun.
today?
One of these cans.
Oh,
They didn't have White Monsters.
They're out of White Monsters?
They're out of White Monsters.
I think there's one in the fridge.
I think it's because of me. I think I drank all the White Monsters.
Mm.
But if
Do they have cigars?
No cigars.
They should put cigars in the vending
They really
machine.
should. Is that illegal?
I don't know.
Like, can we smoke in the studio? Not that I necessarily want to. I just want to know if I can.
No, I don't. I think there is an iHeart rule that we're not allowed to smoke in the studio. I don't know if there's a rule other than that.
Because you can't smoke in bars anymore.
Yeah, but it's a public place like that. I don't know. I mean, you can smoke in your house, so why couldn't I smoke at work?
I mean, Tony Soprano used to smoke in church.
Right. I just don't know if you could sell a cigar in a vending machine because someone under the age of 18 could purchase that cigar.
That's a good point.
Mhm.
But what I was saying is the Cubs, the Reds, the Nationals, the Giants, the Diamondbacks, the Pirates, the Mets, the Cardinals, the Padres are all within like 6 games of each other. So if you want to go with that strategy, and it's not the worst idea, but to get to the end of the season, 10 games left, Padres need to win 7 of them to get in and to firmly put their spot into the playoffs this year. I don't know if it's the best bet because you have so many teams that so many different things can go wrong, and it could be a problem.
Yeah, no, definitely. We have guests here. Hang on, I'm gonna pull them in real quick.
Chad and JT. Chad Kroger from the City Council videos. I love these guys. This is going to be a ton of fun when Chad and JT jump on with us. Big Rich Senior and Fletch, we've kind of made a killing with these comedians over the last 2.5 years. And as they make their way to the studio, this is going to be a lot of fun. So let's get one over here, one in there, and then we'll get going with Chad and JT. It's always fun when you're bringing in guests live on the air, but this is going to be a really fun chat. I'm pumped for these guys. I've been watching them for 6 or 7 years now. And they are some of the 2 funniest people on the planet living today.
They are a couple of the most funny people on the planet living today as they get headphones on so you can hear us speak here. But Chad, JT going to be out at American Comedy Company tonight and tomorrow night, 7:30 and 9:30. If you want to get tickets, go to AmericanComedyCode.com. But hey, guys, welcome in.
Dude, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Do you guys do radio a lot?
No.
Is this the first radio gig?
For me.
Is it, JT? First radio gig for you?
Yes, sir.
Right on. But look, we're big fans. We're big fans. We know that you guys are into politics. You know, did you guys watch the debate at all?
Yeah, I thought Biden was cooking.
He was on fire.
Is that the consensus from America?
Yeah, I think that so far that is. Yeah, that is.
I didn't catch it yet, but I can't wait to watch Biden just crush.
Yeah, no, definitely. We were talking about your stints at the city council meetings. You guys ever get anything passed?
No, but that's not really the reason we go. It's more to just amplify awareness.
Yeah. On what statues need to be erected?
That was big.
Yeah.
Statues, Britney Spears stuff, freaking rollerbladers at the park. Yeah. Or no. Well, we were talking about our one with Tito Ortiz where these 8th graders were just pounding on us.
Wait, hold on. 8th graders were pounding on you? I missed this.
Yeah. So like we were going to the Huntington Beach skate park where we love to kick it, but the local Groms there were teaming up and kind of wailing on us. So at the time, Tito Ortiz, former UFC light heavyweight champ, was on the Huntington Beach City Council, bringing some truth and justice to government.
Yeah.
And we went in there and we're like, bro, you got those guns, you're not afraid to mix it up. How about you protect some local citizens at the skate park? And he didn't for sure say he'd be there, but he definitely like intimated he would. And then he didn't cruise. And I don't know. I guess we ended up getting wailed on for the better part of an afternoon.
More than before too, because they had heard our city council speech. So it was like 28th graders. And and just one put me in an arm bar and like dislocated my arm. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, the kid already had like mustache hairs.
Yeah.
He didn't look like your average 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Did he smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he actually took my weed from me. And I saw him chief it over in the corner, but I couldn't do much because I was immobilized.
Yeah. This kid came out to me. He's like, I'm going to roast you like Biden. I was like, damn, dude.
How'd you guys come up with the idea to start going to city council meetings and trying to raise awareness?
I can't hear.
Oh, hang on. Wait, we got to press one button. One sec here. That's the problem.
You did all that sans audio?
Yeah.
What a pro.
Can you hear now?
I can't hear now.
JD, you got it.
Can you hear now? Oh, how about, can you hear now?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Crisp.
Wow.
Crispy. How did you guys come up with the idea of going to city council meetings and start to raise awareness for these various causes?
I think we were always kind of civically minded. We always wanted to help, but I think it was really Chad's idea, and it was really born out of a genuine love for Paul Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Paul had passed tragically, and we wanted a way to honor him. And I think Chad really, truly understood that Paul kind of represented something to most people. Like there was kind of a chill optimism that he brought to things, and we wanted to. It was a time in the country where we felt like we really needed that.
What made you guys think we need a 12-foot statue? Why not 8-foot or life size, whatever, 6'2" or whatever he is?
Are you talking trash?
No. I'm just curious as to why you needed.
Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to come in hot there.
Dude, thank you for saying
you came
something.
right at me.
Yeah.
You came right at me.
I mean, 12 foot, I think that's kind of the standard. We were kind of basing it off of Rocky and the RoboCop in Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Is that what size the statues are?
I don't know.
They're
but
both
I
11 feet tall. And we were
Yeah.
like, Paul was definitely taller than Sly Stallone. I don't know about Peter Weller.
Is that who
Right.
RoboCop was?
I think so.
Can you imagine imagine a 12-foot Paul Walker as you walk into a town. I mean, would you ever want to leave that town?
No.
Would he still have blue eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna
So-
put some fire contacts on.
Yeah.
And I think
So
now
it's going to be a metal statue, but with blue contacts.
Yeah.
I mean, that is pretty. It's like loving and intimidating.
yeah.
You
Now,
know,
the name Chad Kroger, is that in admiration for Chad Kroger of Nickelback?
My parents named me that
Gotcha.
because of they love Nickelback and they're like, we want to commemorate Nickelback with a baby boy who has the same name as the lead singer, and it's an honor to share the name of Canadian's greatest son.
his dad actually won an award for biggest Nickelback fan that's also a heart surgeon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a. Was it a trophy or a plaque?
It was a plaque, and I was like, who else was that? He's like, I was the only one.
Yeah. He's the only one in the running.
He cranks it in the OR.
Does he?
Yeah, as people are going down for like huge gastric bypass surgery.
Right,
you
right,
know,
right,
you'll
right.
just hear a photograph just
Yeah.
wailing. And my dad's just in the corner, just air guitaring
It is. There was that one time where your dad was operating on that dude who had a blocked artery,
Yeah.
and your dad had to go against Nickelback and say, "No more quesadillas."
Wow. Yeah, so he wasn't a rock star.
No,
No, he wanted to be.
Can't
Yeah.
live that life anymore.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
that's very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
You know the code doctors have with what's his face, that Greek dude.
Yeah.
Fauci?
What's up?
Nothing.
What? Something.
Socrates?
So yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
Socrates.
Socrates?
The oath of Socrates.
Oh, yeah.
The oath of Socrates.
Yeah.
Chad Kroger and JT Parr hanging out with us right now. They're going to be at the American Comedy Company tonight, tomorrow night, 7:30, 9:30, AmericanComedyCo.com. You can hear them and you can watch them on YouTube as well. Going Deep with Chad and JT. They're on Netflix. You've seen them on NBC. You've seen them on Ellen. You guys are all over the place. How'd you get started in this? How old are you guys, first of all?
People have been asking us that this morning. I'm 36 and a half.
What? Wow, 37. You got a half birthday. Did you
Yeah.
celebrate? Did people give presents?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I put the half in there, huh?
That's cool. You should do it in months, like infant.
I think adults should use halves more than kids should use halves
Why?
because we're the ones closer to death.
Yeah.
So we should hold on. We
Right.
should know exactly where we're at.
That's a good point.
like kids are like, I'm 7.5. I'm like, what's the difference? You got forever in front of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, very true. Kids are stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I have to, and they're not bright.
I have 3.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. How old are you, Chad?
This doesn't broadcast to Hollywood, does it?
No.
I'm 33.
Man, I would have guessed you guys are mid-20s.
Yeah.
Golly.
I've lied before. One time we got interviewed by the OC Reg, and I was like 31 at the time, and I told him I was 26. But then my friends from high school saw it, and they're like, "Dude, why does it say this?"
Where are you guys from? The beach area?
Yeah, San Clemente.
San Clemente. Okay, so
Yeah.
where you do the city council meetings, or at least one of them.
That was our first one. Right now we live in LA.
Okay.
But
And I'm from San Juan Capistrano, right next to San Clemente.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
I have to differentiate, or my boys also will still beat me
Right.
up.
Oh, yeah, okay. You got to get that San Juan Cap in.
Yeah.
Because people in San Juan Cap are nuts.
They are.
Yeah, they'll come at you.
It's a cowboy town.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah,
And
we
how
had
long you guys been doing stand up?
dude, like
12 years or something.
yeah.
So how do you translate from what we all know and love on YouTube into like the stage environment? Like American Comedy Club, you got 200 people in a pretty tight room, you're underground. How does that translate from YouTube and video into what's on the stage?
Well, you've seen us wax poetic on the city council
Of course.
stage. I mean, just take that to the stand-up comedy stage. It's less of a comedy show, more of a, just a passionate poetry slam.
Yeah, it's like how we are normally, but just add some syllables.
Building more awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was one thing I wasn't prepared for in stand-up, is that you have to speak and you have to speak the whole time.
Oh yeah.
That burden was heavy for me, but
Yeah.
now I just get juiced up on a Monster Energy, and I can handle it for 30.
One Monster will take you 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well,
That's pretty good.
And then I'm like shaking the rest of the night.
What's your Monster flavor? What do you like to go with?
Big Monster.
Yeah. The mean Monster flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. Look, I get it. That's what we drink here too. We're powered by Monster.
Yeah. Which flavor do you drink?
I like the original black can, like the death flavor.
Oh yeah.
That's the one. That's the one I go with.
Don't
Fletch
lie
over
to
here.
them. You love Strawberry Dream.
Listen. I'm not going to turn down Strawberry Dream if somebody offers me that, but it's not the one I reach for.
Ooh.
Yeah, Fletch is a white Monster guy. He looks like a white Monster guy.
And there's no white Monsters in the vending machine right now because I drank them all.
Also,
Now I'm pretty bummed.
So cleared out the box.
I did.
Yeah. So check this out. We were thinking that here at iHeart San Diego in our vending machine, we thought it'd be cool if there was beer and cigars in the vending machine.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can get you guys to pitch that to our boss, much like you do city council meetings?
Is he here right now?
It's she. I don't think so, but she'll be here shortly if we can find her.
We'll cruise in, and I might, if I can, I'd like to add an addendum.
Yeah.
I'm a big NOS energy guy.
Oh, okay. Oh, you like
I like
NOS.
NOS.
You have like nitrous oxide guy.
Yeah.
Because extreme.
Yeah. So NOS, they blew up huge because of Fast and Furious, and they're like, why don't we take what we do for 10-second cars and put it into a can?
Yeah.
And so that's what they do for me.
Yeah. That's a good call. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think you guys have to be anywhere just yet. Do you guys mind hanging out another segment? I'd love to chat with you a little more.
We're cruising, dude.
Yeah. This is great.
Okay, cool. Well, then we'll hang on here. First, I have to tell people about how horribly fat I used to be. So now you look at me now and you're like, wow, this guy, I hope he didn't look worse than this. And the truth of the matter is I did. So I had to go to sdfatloss.com. They helped me out there. Wayne and Chloe, they walked me through a weight loss plan that I could drop 20 to 30 pounds in 8 weeks time. And I did. I lost 31 pounds. Fletch lost nearly 50 pounds. Our co-host, who is not here today, Rich, who's on vacation, lost 35 pounds in 8 weeks time. So if that's what you're looking to do, you want to get your diet kickstarted, you're trying to drop some weight here as we're now in the throes of summer, and you probably want to get that bikini or Speedo on out at the beach and really show everything off, then do so with sdfatloss.com. You're going to lose weight. You're going to lose weight quick. And best of all, you're going to keep that weight off. It's not like one of those fad diets where once you stop the diet, you gain the weight back and then some. Doesn't do that with sdfatloss.com. So go there right now. Set up a free consultation with Wayne and Chloe, the coaches, the staff there. They'll walk you through what to expect. And if you go, you know what? I'm in. Mention Big Rich, Sheedy, and Fletch, and you're going to save yourself $200 with sdfatloss.com. Chad Kroger, JT Parr going to be at an American Comedy Company tonight and tomorrow night. They're going to hang out with us. More of them coming up next.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is back September 20th and 21st at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Live performances by Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Shabuzi, the Black Crowes, and more. Now's your chance to buy tickets. AXS.com. Get them now before they sell out. More with Chad and JT coming up next. This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. We will start in the NBA draft. The Lakers selected Bronny James with the 55th overall pick, meaning LeBron James, and Bronny James will be the first father in NBA history. Padres hitting the road. They're heading to Boston for a 3-game series before heading down to Texas for 3 more against the Rangers. And UFC 303 coming up this weekend. It was supposed to be the return of Conor McGregor into the octagon. It will not be. Alex Pereira, now the headline event. Tony Kanja, our buddy Keg and Bottle, is actually going to be at the UFC fights tonight. I was trying to get him to take me with him. He will not. This update presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. More Chad and JT coming up next.
Hey, what up, Council? My name is Chad Kroger. I stand before you here today in the midst of gnarly times. I'm a freelance journalist, and after interviewing hundreds of people, I've witnessed firsthand the ever-growing divide between Americans and families torn apart over political differences. It's in times like these we need a unifying figure we can all turn to, a beacon of headlights that can guide us down the dusty road. I was 11 years old when my first love, Ashley, betrayed me by moving to Newport Beach. I felt lost, alone, bummed. And it was in that melancholy that my dad took me to see The Fast and the Furious, where for an hour and 47 minutes, I transcended my worries because I had just met my new hero, Paul Walker. Afterwards, at Carl's Jr., I thought about what Paul taught me. I think the most inspiring thing was the fact that even after Dominic Toretto beat him in that first race, Paul still managed to bet his sister.
Yeah, he did. Chad Kroger right there, joined by JT Parr, hanging out with us today. They're going to be at the American Comedy Company tonight, tomorrow night, 7:30, 9:30. If you want tickets, go to AmericanComedyCo.com. That's where you go to get them. I do believe that all shows still have a few left, I think. That's why, I looked at about 5 o'clock this morning, and I think there were still a few left. So,
yeah, grab them.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. You guys ever played American Comedy Company before?
Yeah, we've been a couple times.
Okay, cool.
It's one of our favorite clubs.
Yeah, it's a cool room, right?
It's awesome. Yeah.
That's one of our favorites here in town as well. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Bar Cart Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. Tony Conja going to be coming in here in just a little bit. We'll pour up some whiskey with the Whiskey Nomad, Sarah, and her husband, Chris, right? Is that right?
I think so.
Or Nick?
One of those.
I forgot already. Dang, I screwed up. I'll fix it later. Meanwhile, we're talking with Chad and JT. Guys, we just heard, was that your first city council meeting there, Chad, where you were talking to San Clemente about erecting this Paul Walker statue?
That was the first one. I mean, we had dabbled in civic duty a little bit
Mhm,
before.
mhm. Like
one of
road cleanup?
one of our favorite poke shops was under threat, and so we went to go speak about it. And we laid some heavy jargon on them about zoning laws, but we actually didn't realize that at the time. But we were talking in favor of destroying it. So
it turns out they don't exist anymore.
yeah.
Our buddy was pissed. He's like, dude, you just got my whole shop terminated. I was like, yeah, but we found our passion.
Yeah, which he has to be happy about.
That's what I was saying. I was like, dude, you'll find another gig, but now me and Chad found our gig. So
Right.
shouldn't you just be supportive?
It's like 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He runs a PF Chang's now too. He's crushed it.
Oh, well, he's killing it.
Yeah.
PF Chang's, by the way, they have the best margaritas. Which, yeah, I mean, I'm not kidding. As Fletch looks at me, what are you talking about? I'm telling you, I had a margarita at PF Chang's and it was magnificent.
We've had some pretty badass margaritas in here.
Oh, I'm not talking about Bar Cart Friday margaritas. I'm talking about if I'm at a restaurant getting a margarita, it doesn't seem like a Chinese food place should have good margaritas. And I promise you they do.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, if I'm like, someone who runs like a Chevy's right now,
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
What?
PF Chang's is eating our lunch.
It happens. It happens.
A Kung Pao and a Marg.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I mean, that's
Right.
America.
A lettuce wrap.
I'll
Yeah.
have the Mongolian beef and a marg.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome, America.
Wow.
Now we've
Yeah.
probably delayed it long enough, but 1 through 10 or 12, however many there are right now, Fast and the Furious rankings, where do we go?
Oh, okay. In order, we go 8, 3, 6, 7, 10, 4, 2, 5, 1.
Wow. One ranks last. Or
No,
first? You're going from
that-
top to bottom.
that was
or
reverse order.
bottom to top. Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Number 1 is the king of all of them. Is that where they filmed some of that? I believe so. Number 1 out in Emmett.
Maybe, I don't know. But the first one, they were stealing like DVD players. And then it
Yeah.
got to the 12th one where they're fighting people in space.
Right.
I've never actually seen a Fast and the Furious.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Dude.
Is it just like a classic struggle between good and evil that I need to tune in for?
I mean, Paul is the epitome of moral integrity.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And chillness. But it's just, I mean, the first one is classic. It's 10-second cars. It's street racers, and there's, Paul infiltrates as an undercover cop
Mm-hmm.
because one of them is hijacking semi trucks filled with DVD players. And
Right,
he's like,
right.
The FBI is like, we need you to find out who it is. We all kind of subconsciously know that it is Vin Diesel, but we don't want to believe it. We want to think it's Hector, or actually, we want to think it's Johnny Tran. But it turns out being Vin, but Vin's such a good guy that Paul gives him his keys. Sorry to give away the whole movie.
What? No, it's cool. I mean, it's a couple years old now, so I don't know if it's spoiler alert. at all.
Right.
But it's also about like how like contemporary society bifurcates our loyalty between superstructure and then like the true personal romantic.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah, I could see that. You should put right for the back of the DVDs.
Yeah, and then I
Wow.
think even like us wanting to believe that Hector was the one responsible is our own like personal bias when it comes to like those who inspire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How much is a DVD player though that they were stealing? Like 50 bucks? Yeah. So
Yeah, but they were stealing
but they-
truckloads of
Yeah,
them.
and they stole them for free, so like the profit margins are huge.
Yeah.
Besides, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
paying,
wait,
paying
yeah,
for gas to go steal them.
that's
Can you imagine if they were doing that today, dude?
for DVD players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they wouldn't make nearly as much.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't want to say we're because I came at you with heat.
Yeah,
earlier.
you did. It was fiery. It was fiery.
Do you mind if
yeah.
I fire again?
Yeah, yeah, come on, you got more heat for me, JT.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because it's early, but what's with not having seen a Fast and Furious?
Well, they're a little too unbelievable for me. Mostly because of the first one when the scene of the car goes under the semi
Right.
and they're driving
You
along.
could do that.
They filmed
But,
that.
yeah,
It happened.
Yeah, but you'd have to have a semi truck that had like a lift kit on.
Yeah, dude, my buddy Dylan drives trucks, and he gets all the trucks he drives, he puts a lift on.
Is he driving the Inland Empire?
Yeah, and he's doing like 18 wheelers, but he's all dude, I did a 12-inch body lift on this.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even tell.
I'm running 38s. I got a 6-inch suspension and 4 inches
Yeah.
of body. So
Are you a car guy? Is that part of the thing?
I don't know if I'm a car guy. I don't know. I mean,
Sounds like it.
I feel like I want to like Fast and the Furious, but I don't know. You know what I did like is I went to Universal Studios and they have this whole Fast and the Furious ride, and like I mean, you're there.
we,
there.
We did my 36th birthday there.
Did you? Did you?
Yeah.
Did you do? Did you do the Fast and the Furious ride?
That was the party.
Did you only do Fast and the Furious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we left for a second to get churros, but
Right.
Now, how do we feel about Tokyo Drift? Do you consider that part of the lexicon of Fast and the Furious, or was that a side project that probably shouldn't have happened?
I mean, I think JT and I kind of differ on this. To me, it seems like a bizarro Fast and Furious that you don't want to be in, like a parallel universe that's kind of whack, where Paul Walker is Lucas Black, and then you got Bow Wow. I mean, do I need to say more?
Isn't Ludacris in these?
yeah,
Not in that one.
He's
though.
in Too Fast and Furious. He plays Taj. He plays Taj, who owns a garage in Miami. But by the 8th movie or so, he's a tech whiz.
Who can also drive.
Yeah, and people like find that hard to believe, but I'm like, dude, like YouTube exists. You can teach yourself programming.
Is that where?
People are,
That where Ludo-
people are so jealous, dude, because they don't teach themselves how to hack satellite.
Yeah.
But they think Ludacris can't do it. I think there's a tinge of racism there too.
Yeah. They're like Tej. That's his character. They're like, Tej, can you hack into the CIA mainframe? And he's like, yeah, no problem. I got this, bro.
But does he YouTube it first? Does he have YouTube on his phone,
Yeah.
walking him through it?
He's rocking multiple
That makes
screens.
sense. That does add the realism. I like that a lot. Chad Kroger, JT Parr, you guys are awesome, dude. We have watched probably thousands of hours of video from you guys,
Oh,
and
thank you.
yeah,
That's
so
kind, man. Thank you.
yeah, you guys are fantastic. Look, we implore everyone to go out to American Comedy Company tonight, tomorrow night, 7:30, 9:30. Go every show. Grab tickets at AmericanComedyCo.com. Guys, what's the handles if people want to find you online?
At Chad Goes Deep on Instagram, JT Par 14 on Instagram,
Cool.
Chad and JT Go Deep on YouTube, and then Chad and JT on TikTok.
There it is. Done. Are you worried TikTok's getting shut down?
I don't worry about it.
Yeah, I've lost sleep.
You
Really?
have?
Yeah. So I don't know.
But when are they gonna do it? They keep talking about it, and I'm like, are you actually gonna make a move, or is this just a hubbub?
It's probably a little of both. Actually, I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, it's heated there out in Washington. You saw it last night.
Yeah.
Oh no, you didn't. You haven't caught up yet.
I watched.
Yeah. Oh,
I saw it when they were arguing about their golf scores.
dude, that's where we were at too.
I was
yeah.
pretty fired up. A lot of people got dispirited by it. They're like, I can't believe America's come to this. And I was like,
Mm-mm.
maybe. But I think it's kind of what I want from my president.
That's what I'm saying. I want to know their driving length and their handicap.
Yeah, they should just play a skins game to see who will be president.
That's it.
Let's settle it mano a mano.
Much like the Fast and the Furious, play for pink slips.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, if they raced,
Dude, you know what? If one of them had a 9-second car, they'd win.
Ooh.
yeah.
I can't wait to watch.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to watch Biden take Trump to task.
Chad, JT, love you guys out of American Comedy Company tonight. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
This was a blast. Thank you.
Big Rich, Chidi, and Fletch on a bar card Friday. More of this coming up next. Keep up with San Diego Sports 760 anytime, anywhere. Anytime, anywhere, whether you're stepping out of the car or settling at home, just ask your Google or Alexa smart speaker to play AM 760, or you can stream it live through the iHeartRadio app. It's never been easier to stay connected to your favorite shows like Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. San Diego Sports 760, we're more than great sports. Ow! Yeah, it's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. San Diego Sports 760. Did you already bring us in?
No.
Oh, okay. We're jumping right in.
We're jumping right in.
We're jumping right. Hang on, let me fix my camera. Hang on.
I can start.
Yeah. So we missed morning monologues because our new friends Chad and JT came in.
I loved those guys.
I love them.
I would like to hang out with them, like not in a radio setting.
I couldn't tell if they were in character or not in character.
I think it was a little bit of both. Because at one point Chad broke.
Yeah,
it was when he was talking about Ludacris and Fast and the Furious, and he started laughing. But his like whole face didn't change. He just started laughing.
Yes, that is
like
correct.
I think for the most part that's who they are. And I got to talk to them for a while in commercial break when you were gallivanting around the studio.
I was doing Rich duties,
and they were basically the same.
I love it. Like I love it. I can't get enough of it. They're going to be at American Comedy Company tonight, tomorrow night, 7:30 and 9:30. You want to get tickets? AmericanComedyCo.com. Meanwhile, we missed morning monologues, so we got to do it. You want to start? You want to kick things off?
I'll start us off. So last night was a very special night. Kendall graduated her master's program. It was a really cool ceremony. Very proud of her. I think it's really cool that she kind of went off on this dream to get her master's and start making more money every year. Hell yeah. And she did it. And she did it in 2 years. And that's awesome. Really proud of her. However, I mentioned she graduated yesterday and it was a really cool ceremony. We're not all the way back from COVID, bro. This was a Zoom graduation.
What?
So the entire ceremony took place with Kendall, me, our two friends, who one of them was also in the master's program, sitting in our condo watching the graduation on TV.
What?
Because it was all Zoom. Now, I'm conflicted on this because I think it's a little weird, and in-person events are very special. I love in-person events. But also, I would not have loved going out and sitting in the sun and baking while 79 people graduated who I know nothing about, and one person graduates that I care about. You know what I mean? So I'm here for the Zoom, but I'm also weirded out by the Zoom.
Yeah, no, I get you completely. Although what the Zoom does, though, probably wraps it up a little quicker,
It
right?
was quick.
Yeah.
This was a 40-minute graduation.
I mean, not that I don't want to celebrate a graduation, just sometimes kind of nice if
but
it
they
gets
still
wrapped up.
played the Green Day song. I hope you had the time of your life.
And you just sat there watching online.
It was so awkward, dude. There's like 70 little bubbles on the screen, and this song is playing. But you know, like when we play sound on YouTube, like it makes the audio quality wacky.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So it's like you would hear, I hope the top life.
Sweet. I don't know how I feel about that. I have very mixed feelings on
Same.
that.
I don't know where I'm at.
Huh.
I'm happy I wasn't roasting in the sun yesterday, watching a bunch of people I don't care about graduate.
Yeah, that's true. But one you really do.
One
care
I really
about.
care about, and I'm very proud of her. This was not easy, and she knocked it out of the park.
Love it. This is where my monologue goes. Yesterday, I'm sitting at home, searching for some sports to watch, maybe something sports adjacent. Get a little hungry. I go into the pantry, grab a bag, open that bag up. It's not a huge bag. It's not a huge snack bag, but it's a moderately sized bag. But there was no little seal on it. So once you open this bag, you just gotta finish it now. Famous Amos cookies, okay? Famous Amos cookies apparently are meant to be eaten by the pound because they don't allow any resealing, at least not the bag I had. So it was unfortunate, however, also understandable, because I'm going to say right now, if we're talking prepackaged cookies, Famous Amos is on top as you call timeout.
Timeout.
Yeah.
30 seconds to the scores table. Chip clips are a thing, TD.
Not in my house.
Hardly any bags are resealable. If you eat, if you open up a family pack of Doritos, you're not finishing the family pack of Doritos in one sitting. You have a chip clip. You didn't have to finish the whole bag of cookies. You wanted to finish the whole bag of cookies, and that's okay.
I don't like your logic. However, you may be right as you're peeling back the onion here on what the truth actually looks like. But I finished the whole bag of Famous Amos cookies.
You have a big glass of milk?
Yeah, I did have a big glass of milk. It was icy cold. The famous dude, I'm telling you, it was magic. It was magic.
From the time I was like 3 till the time I was like 13, probably a little less than 13, but as a kid, I would go to my grandma's house in the afternoons after school because she lived kind of close to my parents, and my grandma, big Famous Amos fan, would always give me as many Famous Amos cookies as I was old. That was her deal.
Oh, wow.
But as I got
when you were little.
Yeah, but as I got a little older, I started realizing after 30 minutes or so, I could say, hey, Grandma, do I still get my Famous Amos cookies?
Yes.
And then 30 minutes later, hey, Grandma, do I still get my Famous Amos cookies? I'd be pounding like 25 Famous Amos cookies every time I went over there, and it was awesome.
Yes. Well, nicely done. Famous Amos, tippy top for me when I'm talking prepackaged cookies. Also tippy top for me, Sarah the Whiskey Nomad, Bar Card Friday, Kagan Bottle. And we got it all going on here. We got Frey Ranch lined up. I'm looking at some Elijah Craig right now on the end. Old Elk. There's going to be some happenings, Fletch. We're going to have a party on a Bar Cart Friday. We kick things off coming up next. Oh, but first, let me tell you about my truck, my GMC truck. Look, I love my truck. It's no secret that I love my truck. I don't mind telling you how much I love my truck. And I don't mind telling you how much I love North County Cadillac GMC. I love North County Cadillac GMC because we don't mess around. We don't play games there about, here's a bait and switch on a car, or people find a car online and then they come in and turns out, oh, that deal is only online. And now that you're here, that's not quite the same deal. There's always some weird thing going on at other dealerships, not at North County Cadillac GMC. They make it easy there. Jamie, the GM, this is like the most stand-up guy I've ever met in my life at a car dealership. New Cadillac and GMC models on sale. The Sierra 1500, a Yukon. You can also get a great deal on a pre-owned vehicle. But there's all kinds of reviews that come in about North County Cadillac GMC, like this one right here. Hot day, needed an upgraded ride for the family. We had to test these dealerships. We went to several. No hello, no meet and greet. Guess it was hot. Guess no one wants to make money. Not GMC Cadillac of Escondido. No, that's not that way at North County Cadillac GMC. Look, you want to have a review like that. You want to have an experience like that. go there. There's a reason why North County Cadillac GMC was voted San Diego's best domestic auto dealer in the San Diego Union Tribune Readers Poll. Experience the difference for yourself. Stop by North County Cadillac GMC in the heart of the Escondido Auto Mall today. North County Cadillac GMC, exceeding your expectations every time.
It's hour number 3, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. That means it's a Bar Cart Friday. Let's get it started. This update presented by the city of San Diego. We will begin in the NBA draft. Lakers selected Bronny James with the 55th overall pick. LeBron and Bronny become the first father-son duo to play on the same team or really play in the league at the same time in NBA history. Padres on the road. They got 3 against the Red Sox this weekend. Then they're heading to Texas. They'll have the Rangers for the next 3 after that. UFC 303 tomorrow night. This was supposed to be the return of Conor McGregor. He dropped out due to injury. Alex Pereira, the main event now. Is your San Diego business working to improve the communities it serves? The city of San Diego may have incentives for you. Learn more about the business incentive program by visiting sandiego.gov/economic-development.
Thank God it's Friday! It's been a long week and the fellas are thirsty.
Scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
It's time to cruise into the weekend. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch present Bar Card Friday. Brought to you by Keg and Bottle, with the best selection of bourbon, whiskey, tequila, private section bottles, and more.
My problem is I drink too much, way too much.
Yeah.
I get my doctor a urine specimen. There was an olive in it.
Now, let's pour some drinks.
Yeah, we are going to pour up some drinks here on a Bar Card Friday. Woo! Brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. And we got a special one here today. Not only are we going to be pouring up some Frey Ranch, which has become the Dale household everyday pour, we have Sarah, the Whiskey Nomad, joining us over here. Yeah, fists in the air. I like that a lot. And your husband's joining us, Nick, as well. Nick, first responder, you're a sergeant with SDPD. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the special bartender, Dominic Giamacareno, your wife, Adriana, back behind the bar. Woo! Yeah, Tony Kanja passing some things out here. It's fine. It's cool that everybody got one but me, Tony. It's fine. What?
We got one right here for you.
We've already poured up some Frey Ranch something.
There you go, my friend.
There we go. Do we want to kick this off with a taster right off the get-go, Tony? Hang on. Tony's going to come jump on the mic here. No,
that's the way we do it.
well, yeah, exactly. Rich Ornberger out on vacation, so we have a bonus seat, and that bonus seat is Tony's.
Yes.
Wow, I don't know
Yeah.
if I can fill the seat.
Oh, you can. Come on now.
Yes,
Come
you
on.
can.
Big time, big time. So as we get started here on a Bar Card Friday, because Sarah, Whiskey Nomad, and your husband, you guys have an incredible story here that we're going to get to. It's incredible and heartbreaking at the same time. So we need some help here, and that's why we wanted you guys to come in today, because we wanted to talk about it and put some awareness on this thing. But of course, beforehand, we should probably taste something. Adriana, what do we pour up right now?
So I brought something really special that you guys haven't tasted before, which is the limited edition Frey Ranch wheated whiskey. And, and you have so many whiskey experts here on this panel. Maybe they can tell you, but wheated whiskeys are very sought after. And there's not a lot that are 100% wheat, all grown on the estate by them, which are their farmers.
Okay.
So, let's start the 4th of July weekend here with this Frey Ranch wheated whiskey.
Okay, all right. I'm also going to ask if you could just put that mic a little bit closer to your mouth, a little bendy
this?
there on the mic. There we go. Dominic's going to jump in. Dominic's our mic
Oh,
guy. He's
there
our
we
tech
go.
guy. There it is. Oh,
Well
that's
done.
so much better.
And the bar back.
And the bar back. So wheated whiskey.
Yes.
Let me get a-
100% wheat.
Ooh, man, it's got a little bit
Non-GMO.
different nose on that, doesn't it? Wait. So Sarah, our Whiskey Nomad, are we supposed to do the little taster swish first with this?
Absolutely. I mean, it's 8 a.m, which
Yeah.
no judgment,
So we do a little bit of a swish first.
but you do have to acclimate your palate.
Acclimate the palate. I couldn't remember what you called
Yeah,
it. I was-
acclimate the palate.
Okay, we're
so
gonna-
you're going to take a tiny, tiny sip.
Mhm.
You're going to swish it all around your mouth. You're going to get your palate used to that high proof whiskey so that your brain says, hey, this is delicious. This is good. And then that second sip is the one in which you'll start to pull flavor.
First sip was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Just
I
like
mean-
in golf, you have to activate your
Delicious.
glutes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. All right. And now here comes the second taster. That is absolutely delicious.
Yes,
That is-
100% wheat is an amazing, like Adriana said, super unique. Wheat is like known for adding a really creamy texture to whiskey. That's why a lot of people blend it in. So 100% wheat whiskey is going to have an amazing mouthfeel. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like really palatable and oily, kind of swish it around your mouth. It's going to be a super unique textural experience
Yeah.
of flavor.
They're getting all that. It's also a little bit of heat there.
Well, that's because what's it, 100?
100
100 proof.
100
Okay.
proof. Yeah, 100 proof. Usually always pretty much sells out pretty quickly. But yeah, I mean, it's very highly sought after. So I brought it because of our friends here.
Thank you.
know, and something special. Along with a little cocktail that's Dominic's favorite all-time cocktail that I made here.
Whoa.
So-
Wait,
Well,
what's Dominic's favorite all-time cocktail?
The,
A Zima.
the cold brew old fashioned.
The cold brew old fashioned. Are we going to do that right now?
We're after yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
Well,
I'll get it going and
Okay,
yes,
yeah,
I'll
no
send that
problem, no
over.
problem.
Yes,
We can chat a little bit here because we do want to get into this. So, Sarah and your husband Nick, you guys just recently, was it middle of June?
June 13th.
June 13th. There was a fire at your house.
Yeah. So our dryer caught fire and we were just having dinner. We smelled some smoke. We started looking around for it. We actually thought it was the neighbor's house. And as we were looking around, Nick walked into the garage and our garage was on fire.
Wow.
So he was yelling at me to get out of the house. I got our 2 dogs and cat out of the house. And I can tell the long version of the story, but this is the short version. So I got the animals out and Nick thought he put the fire out with an extinguisher and we left the house. And when we were standing outside in between when the fire department arrived and when we had walked out the door, our roof caught. We saw flames on our roof and we ended up losing the entire house.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Including our 800 bottle whiskey collection.
Oh no.
I know.
Oh my gosh. 800 bottles of
Yes.
whiskey
My pride and joy.
up in flames. Is that does insurance cover
how you're
800?
moving on?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
I said, I don't know how you're moving on.
I don't know. I'm drinking this 100% wheat whiskey at
No,
8 a.m.
That's no joke because it takes a long time. Being someone that's in the industry like yourself, it takes a long time to, build your collection.
Yeah,
right.
it feels very personal. Like
Yeah.
every bottle was chosen by me on a trip, on a like, oh, this was the very first peated whiskey I ever drank. I keep it in stock. Like this is when it was my birthday, or this was when we were in Europe, or I bought this whiskey at a gift shop in Israel in the Golan Heights like years ago on a tour, and I didn't even know anything about it. And then the distillery took off, and just all kinds of
priceless.
yeah,
stuff.
emotionally connected and delicious bottles. And because of my reputation too, a lot of brands had sent me one of a kind, single barrels that can never be replicated, that I was doing tastings with out of my home and sharing, and now they're gone. And there's also a sense of kind of guilt for that too. Like people had sent me some really beautiful things that just they can never be replaced.
Yeah.
Now they were under my responsibility and now they're gone. That
Oh,
was
that's
terrible.
absolutely heartbreaking. Now, there is a GoFundMe page that has been created to try to help you guys recoup some of the losses at your place. Nick, you are a first responder, a sergeant with the San Diego Police Department. I mean, you've seen this sort of thing happen. Do you expect this ever at your own house?
Honestly, no. It's a tough thing because as a first responder, I have responded to a lot of fires, a lot of emergencies at people's houses. It's kind of the worst days of their life, and our training that we get from the police department helps us to continue through. We have a problem and we have to solve it. So during that fire at our house, it was very interesting because it was very detached. I have a job to do. I have to keep my wife and our fur babies safe. And then after that happened, after everything settled down, it was kind of a really surreal feeling because it's like 1 a.m. We have literally nothing but the clothes on our back. And we go into the only shop that we could find that was open, which was a 24-hour Walgreens. And we go inside there and we both smell like smoke. And I look at the clerk and I'm like, hey man, sorry, I smell like smoke. My house just caught on fire. He's like, yeah, you smell like it. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
But it's like, how do you rebuild? Like, what do you even start with when you have
Right.
literally nothing? And it was such Walgreens has such a limited selection. It was literally a toothbrush and some dog and cat food.
Right.
And from there, we had to kind of sort it out and slowly rebuild over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, no kidding. Probably found a fantastic tube top that had a city name on it.
They didn't have any clothes at Walgreens.
They have no clothes at
had
Walgreens.
none. I because everything I owned reeked. Like you couldn't even breathe wearing it. I was gonna throw it all
Wow.
away, and it all was toxic. So we were looking for clothes. We ended up buying some like t-shirts from the hotel lobby that said like Old Soul and Rare Soul. They're like bright orange hippie shirts.
Right.
We
Right.
got like 4 of them, and we wore those for like a week.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
You still have them?
I do.
Yeah. I feel like you got to keep it now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I got
It's part of the
pictures.
story.
Yeah.
It's part of the story. Well, it is heartbreaking. Like I said, there is a GoFundMe available. We'll post the GoFundMe on our social media pages. But is it easy to get to?
Yeah.
You guys know what is the how do you find it? We don't. I can look it up. I can look it up.
Well, we'll get Ben to post it, and
Yeah.
that way all the listeners can.
Yeah, I mean, I
Can-
think if you
can
Google
donate.
any number of, if you do GoFundMe Whiskey Nomad, GoFundMe First Responder Whiskey Society, GoFundMe Nick
Yeah.
and Sarah,
Right.
any of
Yeah.
those things will pop it up.
The official title is Help the Nguyen, and that's NGUYEN, common spelling. Rebuild after the fire.
Perfect.
Yeah. So happy to help. Let us know what we can do for you. I think we can start with these bottles of whiskey that we brought to start your new collection.
Tony, she actually needs
Oh.
800.
We
Yeah.
have bottles. They're not going to be as special, right? But we'll get her started, and whatever you need, let us
Well,
know.
that'd be helpful because
You know?
we're living at a friend's house. They're on vacation. They gave us their house for the month to give us
Oh,
some
that's
breathing room.
awesome.
And the neighbors keep coming over. I'm so sorry about your house. I hear that you drink whiskey. I'm so
Sorry about your house, but I heard you're a whiskey.
Yeah,
girl.
exactly.
What do you got?
And I only have like a couple tiny samples. I've been giving them away. To
This is
people.
insane. So
Well, yeah.
I'm relating on so many different levels. Oh, I heard you own Keggin bottle. What do you got?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It happened last night. Someone that we mutually know came over and was like, what do you got? And unfortunately, 2 of those bottles were full.
Oh
last
wow.
night.
Wow,
And so
you
we
guys,
had a
my
you
couple
guys,
God.
you
guys,
guys
so
had an
we-
evening.
You
we
guys
had-
drank
we-
these last
we-
night.
We had an evening.
Oh,
That Elijah
wow.
Craig
I
is
won't
almost
say.
gone.
Yeah.
There's an inch
I
left. in
got
that
them
thing.
not to open one of them. But
Wait.
out of the 3 that I brought home for you guys.
You have to see the back of this. It's Tony's face as a Jedi.
Oh my God.
Of
As
course
a
it is.
real
Of course it is.
Jedi.
That is
So when
fantastic.
we do our barrel picks, we usually commemorate the barrel pick with a sticker, and that was at Elijah Craig, and we're going through the tasting, and the guys like we pick the barrel that we want,
Mhm.
and of course it's a short fill, and we were doing it with Bourbon Pursuit, and there's thousands of members, and we're like, we can't come back with 80 bottles. That's not going to work. But we really want that barrel. They're like, well, sorry, you're only allocated 1. So I get on my phone, start texting some people. Long story short, we walk away with 2 barrels, the one we really wanted, and then our runner-up. So we walked away with about 350 bottles instead of 80.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, so that sticker was Jedi mind tricks.
Oh, nice. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So we're gonna try the cold brew old fashioned, which
Mhm.
I'm pumped about. It smells awesome.
Yeah, it
but
does.
first, big voice guy fill in Ben Fletcher. Travis
yeah.
Dill, it's halftime.
That's
What do
right.
you got to tell us?
Well, the Padres out in Boston today. They take on the Red Sox at 4:10. Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Pods, and the NBA draft day 2 all wrapped up yesterday. The Los Angeles Lakers picked former USC guard Bronny James at number 55 on day 2 of the draft. And with that, LeBron and his son Bronny become the first father-son duo in NBA history. No official word on what Bronny's contract looks like, but a rookie minimum is projected to be worth about $1.16 million next season. Duke's Kyle Flipowski, he was expected to go day 1 in the NBA draft. Well, he went day 2. He went number 32 overall to the Jazz because of some question marks around his mental health and his girlfriend. Now, the reports are that it's because his girlfriend is so much older than him, but she's only 5.5 years older than him, which doesn't seem like that much of a discrepancy. So really the question is Flipowski's girlfriend his cousin?
Potentially.
Potentially you.
Now, I don't see. There's also other stuff with him because do you remember like that moment where he got stepped on as he was coming off the court? It
Yeah.
looked like he tore his ACL. Like he
Yes.
made such a big deal about it in the media after the game also.
Right.
And there was nothing wrong with him. Like he played 2 nights later. Like he was fine.
Right.
So I think that that's part of it too. It's the over dramatic stuff that he was part of in the media.
Yeah, there's a couple things. Well, he's signed with the Jazz now, but he's getting paid less because he went on day 2. So yeah, just a few more spots up, and he would have had a lot bigger paycheck. Aaron Rodgers, he's been found. There was questions on his whereabouts. Was he overseas? Was he in another darkness retreat? Was he taking an ayahuasca trip looking for the Hat Man with the dead rabbit? Turns out, no, he's just hanging out with Marquez Valdez Scantlin out in Los Angeles, running routes with the boys. So everything's cool. Everything's good now. Simpatico in the WNBA. There were 4 games that I forgot to write down, but everyone with higher scores won.
Well, that's good.
So, yeah.
That's usually the point of those things.
Exactly. And UFC 303 tomorrow night. Tony Concha, you're going to be there.
Going to be there.
So, Tony, you're going to Vegas like now, right?
Yep.
After the show today?
Yep.
You should go to Power Slap. That's coming up tonight.
I'm going to see if I can finagle a ticket to that.
Paige Van Zant's in Power Slap tonight. It's going to be a big deal. Power Slap is growing in popularity. If you've seen the videos,
I've
right?
seen the videos. Anthony, actually, my son Anthony's going to meet me there. He's flying in from Chicago and
from the Keg and Bottle location out in Chicago.
Keg and Bottle location. And then we are both going to UFC tomorrow. But he's been to Power Slap really early on when it started.
I've heard like live power, like being there is one of the cooler live events you can go to. I really want to go. Thanks for the invite, Tony. Joe Moon, who is one of our P1 listeners here, has a happy Bar Cart Friday to dish out.
Get some vegan drinks.
Well, yeah,
we gotta get him some vegan drinks.
Exactly.
That's so true, though.
Yeah,
I was thinking that. I was like, where am I going to sit?
Yeah,
J-Riff's going to be sitting in Rich's seat.
J-Riff apparently was too busy to make it in on a Bar Cart Friday. He's chicken. Joe Moon, God, he's a saint. He's a saint. Happy to have him here on a Bar Cart Friday. Brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County, like it always is. Also a location up in Santa Barbara and one in Chicago.
And another one on its way in
Chicago.
That's
another
official.
one? That's official.
That's official.
We're going to have
Second
13 locations?
13 locations. A few other in the works, but the second Chicago location is literally in the works. We had a really good call with the city council, getting approvals.
Look at that. Look at that.
A couple of more Our Fathers and Amens, and I think we're in.
Right on. So you have one on each side of town or what?
The first one we have is in Glenview. It's just northeast of Chicago, downtown Chicago. This one is in downtown Chicago. And
so I shouldn't miss it.
No, it's in the West Loop. Really cool, trendy part of town.
Yeah, Fletch is going to be driving through Chicago, and we're talking about stopping at, like, we think it would be great if we could stop at every Keg and Bottle location, much like people like to tour Major League Baseball stadiums.
Yeah.
We like to tour Keg and Bottle.
As you should.
Right.
We'll have a special drink in every one.
That's
you could have a little passport with the stamp.
Right?
Oh, what the heck?
That would be good.
That's a good call right there.
Good idea.
It's a good call. Yep. Dominic Gianmacareno, salesman extraordinaire, your wife behind the bar here, Adriana. We love her so much. Pouring up your favorite drink here on a Bar Cart Friday, and that drink again is
it's the cold brew old fashioned.
Okay.
Or cold old fashioned.
Okay.
And so this one's really easy. I love this because of the simplicity of it, but it's equal parts Frey Ranch bourbon.
Okay.
And Dominic's all-time favorite ever is Mr. Black coffee liqueur. So it's just equal parts and a couple dashes of orange bitters.
That's it.
And that's it.
That's it.
And it's so delicious. I mean, I still get the bourbon. I still get the cold brew. It's perfect for the morning. And it's perfect for any holiday, including 4th of July, because people during 4th of July, they love to get their party going in the morning.
Right.
So the cold brew will bring in some high caffeine.
Okay.
So it's got, high caffeine, the bourbon, which is 90 proof, and just a little bit of orange zest, and that's it.
I have not tasted it yet. It smells delicious.
I mean, honestly, I do mean it when I tell you it's literally Dominic's favorite. And
Oh my goodness.
I could do that all day.
Oh my God. Honestly, you could sip that all day long.
Right.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
So, 2 parts, half Mr. Black coffee liqueur and half Frey Ranch, couple dashes of orange bitters, and we're rocking and rolling.
And that's it. And it's really easy to batch too. So if you're having a party, like, I batched this last night. You take a half a bottle and a half a bottle, or however many people you have, you put it in a pitcher and then you put it back into the bottle. And it's super easy. I really have to thank Mr. Black. They're the ones that created that cocktail, friends of ours who we really, really love. But yeah, it's their signature cocktail. It's called a cold brew old fashioned, and it is just so simple. And as you can tell, it still has a lot of complexity in that taste.
I love it.
Really delicious.
As a coffee fanatic, I'm in love.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, whiskey and coffee. I feel like that's love language.
Well, the funny part was that Mr. Black introduced us to it, and then Dominic, I think, thought that was going to be a cocktail available everywhere. So we would go out in San Diego, and he'd ask for it. He's like, "I'll take a cold brew old fashioned," and it would stump every bartender. And then we would just tell him, like, "Okay, you have Mr. Black. Okay, equal parts Mr. Black, equal parts Frey Ranch, couple dashes of bitters," and every time they would say, "Oh, it's so delicious."
Yeah, no, and they should. This is perfect. Kim walking in here, sales manager Kim, who loves cold brew old fashions.
Okay, well, I gotta get her.
She's got one. She's got one in her hand.
Big whiskey girl. Kim.
Yeah, it's gone, so she'll need a refill. Meanwhile, we have whiskey nomad Sarah here. We have her husband Nick here. We are trying to raise some money on their GoFundMe account because they lost their house due to a dryer fire. Sarah, was it a lint? Is that what caused it? Or they a faulty wiring? What do they know here?
They don't know. So insurance actually seemed very small. Like they didn't really seem surprised. They were kind of like, "Oh, dryer fire, got it." I'm very religious about changing the lint trap every single time I use the dryer because we have a husky that has a lot of fur, and so I was very good about changing the lint trap. But it could have been underneath, it could have been in the piping, it could have been, who knows. And I don't know that they're going to really look into it too much. They said dryer fires are extremely common, and that so my biggest advice to people is to replace your dryer because ours was old and we had talked about replacing it several years ago. We had a supplemental insurance when we bought the house, and we had tried to get it replaced. They said, "Oh, it's fine. We'll just replace some parts." And then that insurance expired, and we never replaced the dryer. We were just kind of trying to get the life out of it,
Yeah,
which I think a lot of people do when they own a home, right?
It's not that fun of a purchase, right?
Yeah.
It works. I want to keep using it.
Yeah. So of all the things to kind of, your dishwasher, your washing machine, your microwave, like all these little things that we're always trying to, keep up on, I'd say, replace your dryer. If it's old, replace your dryer.
Heartbreaking.
I should have done some sort of partnership with a dryer company. I know at least 10 people who bought new dryers in the last week
Really?
hearing our story.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's still time. So if you're out there, Maytag, if you're listening, no, I'm just kidding here. On a Bar Card Friday, tragic story there. We're going to keep chatting with you here. Whiskey Nomad Sarah, your husband Nick. We got Kim in studio, Tony Conja, Keg and Bottle, 10 locations all throughout San Diego County, and our favorite bartender in the world, Adriana, sitting here behind the bar. So it's all happening, and we're going to keep it going here on a Bar Card Friday. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch coming up next.
This update is presented by the Jim Betrell Real Estate Team. We will begin in the NBA. The Lakers select Bronny James with the 55th overall pick. LeBron and Bronny will become the first father-son duo in NBA history. Padres on the road. They got 3 against the Red Sox in Boston this weekend. Then they'll head to Texas to take on the Rangers for the next 3. And UFC 303 coming up tomorrow night. This was initially Conor McGregor's return to the octagon, but he was injured, so he dropped out. Alex Pereira is the main event now. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Betrell has the buyer. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Thank God it's Friday! It's been a long week and the fellas are thirsty.
Scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
It's time to cruise into the weekend. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch present Bar Card Friday. Brought to you by Keg and Bottle, with the best selection of bourbon, whiskey, tequila, private section bottles, and more.
My problem is I drink too much, way too much.
Yeah.
I get my doctor a urine specimen. There was an olive in it.
Now, let's pour some drinks.
It is a Bar Car Friday on Big Rich, TD and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. We got Whiskey Nomad in studio. We got Frey Ranch in studio, and just joining the party, downtown Shelly Brown, who carried our golf team all weekend last week.
Oh, wait, there we
Now
are.
you're on.
Yeah, I absolutely carried the golf team last week. I needed to throw you boys into the rack over my shoulder to carry you guys.
That doesn't sound like us. That was a ton of fun, though, playing golf. with
Oh
you.
my gosh, I had such a good time with you guys. Can we go do it all again?
I think
please?
we should. On the text line this morning, Shelly, something that only you can prove from the 913, Fletch's transfusions are the best drink I've ever had.
It's true. It was actually my first transfusion, so the bar was really high.
It was pretty good, wasn't it?
It was super good.
I feel proud about that one.
Yeah,
This,
and it's-
cold brew old fashioned is pretty dang good too. So try a sip of that. TD, welcome back to the studio.
Thanks.
We're back.
Are you
Thanks.
out of breath?
We have a show to do over here?
Yeah, we do.
Well, that's weird. That's weird. Is it brought to you by Keg and Bottle? 10
It
locations all
is.
throughout San Diego County?
One
Are
in
you-
Chicago, 2 in Chicago, 1 in Santa Barbara.
Yeah. Nearly 2 in Chicago. You tasted the cold brew old fashioned.
I have.
What you made a little bit of a puckery face. What's going on with that?
No, I like actually the fact that because you put the orange rind in it, and I feel like the orange rind really brings out a lot of the flavors and brings like that, like the essence of that is really good and pulls it all together.
How about that?
Look at you.
Selling
Yeah.
it over here.
Well, why not? It's a cold brew old fashioned. Who doesn't want to sell that at 8:34 in the morning?
Yeah, exactly. That's how you
Caffeine
do
in the
it here.
morning. And you guys have so much energy, like Shelly, like all of you guys. You guys are such professionals.
It's delirium, straight
yeah,
delirium.
yeah.
I mean,
I like Adriana. She builds me up. I like that a lot.
You do always feel a little bit better after leaving a conversation with Adriana.
I really do.
Aw.
Like
I
when
really
we were
do.
in the throes of SDFatLoss.com, I went to a restaurant with Adriana and Dom, and there was carne asada fries sitting in front of them, and I couldn't have it, and Adriana just made fun of me.
Nice. Nice.
That
Yeah.
was the one thing he missed the most was carne asada fries. Are you eating them again?
Very carefully.
Yeah.
Every
Not-
once in a while, 80-20.
That's right. That's right. Or if you have it every day, I guess if you only eat 20% of the carne asada fries,
Bingo.
you're still in.
Boom.
That works. By the way, did we talk about New Kids on the Block tickets?
We haven't. We're giving away this segment, though.
This segment. So you want to be listening in the next few minutes here if you want to go see Paula Abdul, who's opening for New Kids on the Block.
Who is your favorite? Are you a blockhead, Travis? You know that's what their fan base is called, is blockheads, right?
I did not know that. I
Okay,
did not
well,
know that. Who's
'cause
my favorite?
This is what happens when you work on a pop station. You learn these things.
Okay. Okay.
So who is, as a blockhead, who is your favorite member?
Well, would I say like right now or was my
You've
favorite?
evolved?
Yeah. Oh, big time. Big
Oh,
time.
okay. Who did you start with, and who have you evolved to? What is the Travis spectrum of blockheadism?
I feel like at the start of New Kids on the Block, I would have said Joey. Joey was the star
at this. Okay.
At
all
this,
right,
you know, when New
okay.
Kids on the
Mhm.
Block 1st came around. But now, the person I liked the least was Donnie, and now I like him the best.
Donnie has actually had a resurgence.
That's
And is
what I'm
that Mark
saying.
Wahlberg's brother?
Yes.
Yes, and he's also married to Jenny McCarthy. Like he married
Wow.
Jenny McCarthy, got new teeth, and now he's like the dude.
Wait, he has new teeth?
Oh yeah.
He
Oh.
also starred in one of the Saw movies. That's a
They're
true
like-
story.
He was in Band of Brothers.
Yeah, he was. He was
Yeah.
pretty great in it.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So I would
I'm
say
a big
Donnie.
Jordan.
Okay, so-
Jordan guy.
Jordan.
That's the
I
only
love
one
me
I
some
know.
Jordan McKnight.
Wait, hold on. Which one was the guy that was on the reality show in that house? It was a house full
I
of
think
celebrities.
that was-
Kim knows. Kim.
One of them has a HGTV show now where he redoes farmhouses.
Wait, who was that? Is that
Is
Danny?
it Jonathan? Jonathan.
Jonathan.
John McKnight.
Oh, John.
How-
and
how
that's
are-
Jordan's brother, right?
Yes.
What-
Absolutely yes.
Okay.
So
I didn't think I'd come over here to talk about New Kids on the Block, but I
well,
started
it's
the
a big
combo,
deal.
so.
Are you not a Paula Abdul fan?
Oh, I love me. Actually, we're spreading the rumor that she's bringing the hologram of DJ Scat Cat so that they can do straight, like,
Dude, two
like,
steps forward, two steps back.
I have
We
never
come
done this
together.
song to
Finish it up,
jazz
Mouth.
piano,
That's a
so
Whoa! Whiskey Nomad Sarah is shaking her head. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you
don't
serious?
know Scat Cat
you
with
don't know
Paula Abdul?
Paula Abdul and DJ Scat Cat?
I have no idea what you guys
Oh,
are
it's like the
talking
OG
about.
integration of humans and
Wow.
cartoons coming together.
Yeah.
Aside
What
from
year- what year was
Chitty
that?
Chitty Bang Bang.
That-
It's a TV
It
thing.
had to have been
'cause
It has to
92-ish.
be in the 90s.
Yeah, 92-ish.
probably
My mom was a
92.
hippie. We didn't have TV growing up.
That checks out.
You had no
okay.
TV at all?
I could only watch VH1. I
Golly.
wasn't allowed to watch MTV.
And that's why we have this GoFundMe.
to buy me a
Yeah,
TV.
yeah, that's right. That's
right.
right. Sarah and Nick need a new
Can't put a
television.
price on culture.
They've never had one before. Their house, actually, it was June 13th. They had a fire from their dryer, which I know rhymes, so it doesn't sound like it's actual. But there you go, DJ Scat Cat over here. to my right.
Unfortunately, like dryer fire almost sounds like a fun thing, but it's not.
But
It's not. Yeah, not fun at all.
I feel like it could be a good cocktail though.
A
That's-
dryer fire?
Slightly
You know
smoky.
what?
Adriana.
Really heat. Like,
Adriana, how do we
heat.
make the
Really
dryer
hot.
fire?
We got to put some jalapeno.
Yeah.
We got to bring the heat with habanero.
That's what
some sort of bitter
Dude,
situation.
Dude, look at this. Look at this. Turning that frown upside down. That's what's happening here. Sarah, you guys lost 800 bottles of whiskey in this
Yeah.
fire.
TD, I'm glad you mentioned that because Sarah, not to make this worse, but what was your favorite bottle that you lost?
Oh wow.
Oh, that's so hard.
Just remember the representative for Frey Ranch is here.
We did lose our entire Frey
Definitely,
Ranch
it was in
collection.
the entire Frey Ranch
Yeah,
collection.
yeah, exactly.
There was a Kilkerran cast strength 8-year-old that I really loved and I could not find anywhere. And I don't think it's like incredibly rare. I just couldn't find it. And it was gifted to me by a friend who moved to Norway. He was like, "Here, have half of my bottle." And I like cherished this bottle because I just really loved it. I think that's the one that comes to the top of my head. But there's some emotional ones. Like we actually did save one single bottle from the entire collection, and it was our engagement bottle. We had gotten engaged at Four Roses. So we had an Al Young, which is a very nice bottle of whiskey, and it was in a box in the back of a metal bar in the very back of the bar. And so it was the only whiskey that didn't get touched by smoke. And they said that they would probably be able to save that one bottle.
That's
That was-
incredible.
Yes.
That's incredible.
So otherwise, I would say that one.
So, but we're joking. I mean, you do have a GoFundMe because we do want to try to replace some of these items that you lost in this fire. It's horrible. However, you also talked about a charity.
Mhm.
Talk to us about that.
So we founded the First Responder Whiskey Society, which originally started as like a online social club for first responders to come and no politics allowed, just talk about whiskey, connect over whiskey. And one of our members died. And so we bought a barrel of Maker's Mark and we donated all of the money from the bottles to the family. And then when we did that, it was such a huge success. We realized that we could just do this. And so we started buying single barrels of whiskey and doing custom bottles. And then we donate 100% of the net proceeds to
Oh,
first
wow.
responder families.
I know.
And we've been doing that for a couple years. We started off, I think the first year was $40,000 we donated.
Yeah, for about $40,000 for the first year, and then the second year, in terms of scale, we did about $106,000 in donations. And this year is our third year. We expect to probably donate around 250,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're doing
Wow.
great things, and we
That's
had
fantastic.
launched a membership program for that charity. So, we have a lot of expenses. We're kind of learning along the way, and one of those expenses is an accountant and a lawyer, which are not cheap things. And we never wanted to take any money away from the families. So we launched a membership model where people could basically win bottles of whiskey. legally. And
legally,
legally,
not to be
California,
rebroadcast in
legally.
any shape or form without the express written permission of Free Ranch.
Exactly.
That's why she's paying the lawyer.
Yeah, exactly.
So through my connections, we've been saving a lot of really nice bottles, limited editions that we would be raffling monthly. And we just launched the program. We also had membership kits with challenge coins and glassware and just really cool things, and an entire single barrel of Virginia Distillery cuvee, and all of that was lost in the fire.
Oh no!
All of it. So everything that we had built up for that membership program and all the charity supplies were in our garage, which is gone now.
That's
So,
awful.
I
But
know.
That's
I
awful.
will say, I think that the good news is that all the whiskey companies and the bourbon companies, they will give you those bottles back. One of the things that people love about First Responder and Whiskey Nomad is the fact that they do have such an incredible impact on our community and the communities and their charitable contributions. So I know that you guys will get those back. I mean, even Frey Ranch, I mean, all the brands I've ever worked with, they love, I mean, Whiskey Nomad is our local San Diego whiskey superstar. She
Aw.
represents San Diego all around the country and around the world. And honestly, I'm being dead serious. She truly is. What they've done is incredible. And the fact that here we are on the receiving end, I'm so sorry. But I know we will get there. And I want all of us to go to their GoFundMe. We're going to build you guys back up. You're going to get your bottles back. We all showed up here for you guys. So
Is there a website for the charity?
First Responder Whiskey Society.com.
There it is.
Join,
Org. There it is.
.org, sorry.
And
.org,
everyone
.org.
follow at Whiskey Nomad on Instagram. No E
That's
in
right.
whiskey.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So we're going to continue this here. We got a few minutes left on a Bar Cart Friday, brought to you by Kagan Bottle. But first, guys, I would like to direct your attention towards Fletch. And
Why?
just imagine you, I don't know, like
I already did this, Reed.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about how fat you were.
I was super fat. I lost a bunch of weight.
Disgusting.
SDFatLoss.com. Go there today. Free consultation. Mention Big Rich Tea and Fletch. You save $200. Ad read done.
Wait, did you do it before I got here?
No, this is an old rundown. That's my bad.
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
Okay,
you
it's
didn't update
still
the
there.
rundown?
It's still there. Wow. Well, good news. He's not as fat and disgusting anymore. We'll get into more of that coming up on a Bar Card Friday. Coming up next. Yeah, rolling along here on a Bar Card Friday. That's what I'm talking about. It's brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. One up in Santa Barbara. They got another out in Chicago and another bun in the oven. They got one on the way. They got another Keg and Bottle on the way out in Chicago. So we will cross our fingers that happens because, listen, the more Keg and Bottle, the better this world is. Okay, that's just the way it is here. We got Whiskey Nomad Sarah here joining us. By the way, national treasure, not just San Diego treasure, national treasure, Sarah.
Correct.
Happy to be
She
here.
is a national
Yeah.
treasure.
Your husband Nick is here as well.
Also a national treasure.
Also, yeah, marginal, like more like just California. No, I'm kidding. The reason we brought you in today is because you guys just went through a horrific ordeal. Your house literally burned down. You lost everything in a house fire. You have a GoFundMe available. If you want to find that GoFundMe, we're going to put it up on the on our social media pages at Big Rich TD Fletch. That's where you will find it. In the meantime, I'm trying to pull it up here so I can see the official title of the GoFundMe.
So Sarah's also a hero because you saved your husky. Did you throw your husky on your shoulder?
Oh,
because huskies are big.
Yeah. The dogs were actually quite cooperative. They followed me around the house when the fire alarm started going off. They literally clung to me. They did not know what was going on. As soon as I pulled the collars out, they were like, "Yay, we're going for a walk." They were not phased. The cat was the difficult one.
Yeah.
So the cat heard the fire alarm go off and he ran under the bed.
Oh.
And we have a king size bed, or had a king size bed. And he would run from, I'd crawl under to grab him. He'd run to the other side. I'd go run to the other side to grab him. He'd run to the other side. I finally got him by the face. And I just grabbed him by the face and just slid him out from under the bed. I was like, "This is for your own good," and stuffed him in a backpack. It was very traumatic for him.
Your husband Nick is showing me the video of your cameras here at the house of the fire actually happening. This is terrifying.
Yeah, we had security cameras put in literally that week because our one of the dogs was getting into the trash and we wanted to know which one it was. And two, our cat was sick. So we felt we wanted to make sure he was okay when we were out of the house.
Oh my gosh.
So we had put cameras up everywhere, and then we caught the whole fire on film.
So unbelievable how quickly your house filled up with smoke.
Yeah.
And I mean within seconds.
Yeah. It's a big piece of advice I have for anybody going through a house fire. If that ever happens to you, is to shut all your doors. Because the smoke damage is what really actually took everything in the house out. We had asbestos and lead in the walls. The smoke went through the house, and anything that it touched is unrecoverable. Or if it is recoverable, it's incredibly expensive. And you're like, well, how much do I really love that sweater or that beanie? Like, is it thousands of dollars worth of recovery love? Like, probably not.
Right.
So.
We got one more tasting to do. We only got a couple minutes left here of the show. Also, if you want to go see New Kids on the Block at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, you're going to call at 8:57 on the money. So 5 minutes from right now, 877-767-4760. That's 877 Popism Zero. Popism Zero. That's how you get a hold of us. Caller number 5. We'll see New Kids on the Block with Paul Abdul and DJ Jazzy Jeff. Adriana pouring up our final tasting of the day on a Bar Card Friday. What are we tasting right now?
So we are tasting a something that Whiskey Nomad and First Responder Whiskey Society are familiar with, is the Frey Ranch single barrels. Again, these are not, Frey Ranch is not a barrel house. They only give out these single barrels to very, very special people. First Responder, actually, you guys have one coming up, I think, in the future, and they've had one in the past. And then obviously Keg and Bottle have their own single barrel. So this is Keg and Bottle single barrel pick Frey Ranch, coming in at 128.64 proof.
Wow.
So just sip on it, drink on it.
Oh, it's nice.
Well, yeah. So we're gonna toast to you guys, Sarah, Nick. Thank you guys so much for being here, and the husky, and the cat. We're gonna put the GoFundMe page up on our social media at Big Rich TD Fletch. The hangers, the bangers, the roadies, the dogs. We thank you guys. Winner for the New Kids on the Block tickets, we can't thank yet because we don't have yet. That'll be in just a few minutes. But thank you anyways. Cheers on a Bar Card Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. Little taste. Wow. That's amazing. Thank you guys so much. Colin Coward and the Herd coming up next. We'll see you guys Monday. Woo!